Good evening, everyone, and welcome to South Columbus High School, Vinegar Hill, right outside of Tabor City. It is the Bladen Sports Network for the first time this year, broadcasting high school football. I've got my buddy Ricky Linewan with me up here in the booth. Gordon Kinlaw doing video. We'll talk a little bit about all the folks that had to go into trying to make this thing a reality over this week to try to broadcast high school football. We apologize we haven't been on earlier this year, but thankful for everyone that's tuning in on the first live stream of audio on Bladen Online in conjunction with Charlotte Smith. And Ricky, let me thank a few people before we get started.
Absolutely.
I mean, this was an idea that we've been working on this week quite a bit. I do want to thank Charlotte Smith and her entire staff. I want to thank you for participating, Ron Daniel. I want to thank Robert Hester, Sonny Jones, Patty Evers, Willie Gore, the AD over here at South Carolina, Kelly Jones, who's helped us out with some audio stuff here this afternoon to try to make this a reality, Robbie Priest, Russell Dove, everybody affiliated with this. We thank you so much for this. This is an experiment. So, Ricky, we're going to see it's a little bit different than our broadcasting we've done for many, many years, but, good to have you back up here, my friend, and, we'll continue to thank folks because we will not have commercials. Ricky and I will be doing that. We're going to have some guests come up, and we're going to try to keep you as informed as possible on what is happening in this, what's going to be, I think, a really super clash between the East Bladen Eagles, South Columbus Stallions. Ricky, third round of the playoffs. This ought to be something special.
I agree, Joe, and we really need to thank Joe Melvin because he's the one that really was the key to this broadcast.
Ricky, and let's wait about 2 hours and see if they think me.
Well, I tell you, Joe, and we thought for the first time in 30 years, I have not broadcast a game on Friday night, so I'm glad the streak is still alive. I know we're in the third round of the playoffs, and boy, I tell you, this is some game. We're in Vinegar Hill, South Columbus, Russell Dove, a little Bladen County connection, first year here at South Columbus, Joe, and man, he's having a great year. 11-2. He won their conference, and I tell you, it's going to be a knockdown dragout. Remember, these two teams played the first game of the season at East Bladen, and East Bladen, South Columbus won the game by a touchdown. You may remember that East Bladen thought they had the game won in less than 3 minutes to go when they got a completed pass to Hines, and he went in for a touchdown, but they called it back with a penalty, and South Columbus took advantage of it and scored there at the end of the game and won the game fair and square. And, of course, this is a rematch now and these two teams have met before in the playoffs. Gosh, you can go back to the Jack Holly days and the Doug Henderson, Charlie Riggin days, and this is tradition here, the old Tabor City, South Columbus, Elizabethtown, East Bladen, and I tell you, this is a playoff atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it ought to be a really, really special game. Missing some of the crew, Ron will be joining us a little bit here tonight. Robert and Dan not with us, but I know they're with us in spirit, and they helped to set the tone for what the Bladen Sports Network is. But I tell you, it's a really good, little bit of chill in the air tonight. Sort of really feels like football weather. We've been wearing shorts all year long, and that's nice. I'm not complaining about that. But I did have a chance, and we're going to see if I can, work through the audio to get these coaches' interviews put together. But, for so many years, Russell Dove over there at West Bladen. So when you talk about teams knowing each other well, knowing what they want to run, having battled in a lot of really good games, and don't forget, Russell and Robbie, personal friends.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously they probably talked quite a bit this week, and if we can get this audio working, I asked them about how they've seen their teams progress and what they really expected out of this football game. 2 words from both of them: physical and smash mouth. Because both of these teams like to run the ball. Rick, I know you talked about South Columbus being 11-2, East Bladen 9-4, and a little bit lower seed in South Columbus. We'll talk about later who the winner goes to face in Northeastern, who's played Edenton Holmes all the way up in Elizabeth City. Somebody's going to have a long bus ride next Friday night. But I know you got some information. Let's talk about how the two teams did last week. First, East Bladen in that overtime victory up there at Aiden Griffin.
Aiden Griffin, yes, and boy, what a barn burner that was up at Aiden Griffin. And it was an upset. You know, when you go on the road, it's an upset, and these two teams battled 7-0, 7-7, 14-7, 14-14, and it went down to double overtime, and East Bladen won the game, and it was and they won by a pass to the fullback. My goodness, to win the ball game 28-21 last week. On the other hand, South Columbus played Fairmont last week, and this is not a typographical error. It is not a basketball game. They won 75-42 last week with Fairmont. So, my goodness, this is a high octane offense for South Columbus, and they've got a guy named Dennis Leggett who's scored 10 touchdowns in the last two games. I mean, you'd like to have that in a career, Joe Melvin, but he gets 10 touchdowns in the last two games. He's rushed for over 500 yards in the last two games.
I think
unbelievable.
Over 2,000 for the season.
Yeah, 2,095. He's got 28 touchdowns for the year. And on the other hand, East Bladen's got a pretty good player too, in Ethan Hines, 1,837 yards for the year and 18 touchdowns. So anyway, I think we're going to have the national anthem. I don't know if we're going to be able to pick that up or not.
We are. I don't know if we will, Ricky, but I'll tell you what. So, folks, as we're experimenting here, as they do this, we're going to pause while they play the national anthem in respect of our country here. So, if you guys will pause with us for about the next 2.5 minutes. Great rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by the South Columbus Band. Did really well in that. We've been joined by our buddy Ron Daniel here. And I'm going to hand him my headset to talk to Ricky here. Ron's been out of town for a little while today doing some work stuff. But there's two things that Ron Daniels knows about every football stadium East Bladen goes to, and that's how the hot dogs are and what the feel is down there on the field for the conditions and the vibe of the team. So, Ricky, I'm going to let you and Ron talk a little bit about how things are going. And, Ron, tell us about those hot dogs.
Well, Joe, I sacrificed myself again and had to have two just to make sure they were good, but they are, so everybody can help themselves, gentlemen.
Ron, it's glad to have you back up here, and it's been a while. And first of all, Alabama, they're going to win it all again this year.
Take it a game at a time, Ricky. Just need to win tomorrow night, and after that, we'll just have to wait and see, sir.
Okay. So you've been out on the field, and the crowds are coming in now. This is playoff atmosphere, third round of the playoffs. Next week is the championship of the East. What do you think about this game?
Well, first of all, the field's in excellent shape. They have done a great job. Of course, it's had a lot of wear on it because of all the playing done this year, but still it is excellent shape for the 1st of December. The atmosphere is real good. Both teams are kind of a little conserved right now, but you can see the enthusiasm in them. They're not really doing a lot of trash mouthing, anything like that among themselves, but there's a lot of intensity on the field, Ricky.
Of course, both coaches really respect each other. They're good friends. Russell Dove and, of course, Robbie Priest, and I suspect this will be a hard-fought ball game, but a clean ball game. Ron, you've seen East Bladen play this year. What are your thoughts? I know the offense has been really, really good this year. Defense, sometimes it's a little suspect, but at times they've been good.
Yes, the offense has never been a question with East Bladen, whether it be with Coach Fisher or now with Coach Priest. The defense this year has started off a little slow, had a tremendous game against Clinton, and I thought they would really strive off of that, but they had their ups and downs. I think last week they had some key plays which came through in the very end, and so hopefully tonight the big boys up front will be able to do their job and hopefully just shut them down now. In a playoff game, you never know. I mean, you could have a great defensive game one week and then poor the next, and that goes for both teams.
That's true. So the captains are getting ready to go on the field out there, and everybody, the band's here. The crowd is coming in. They're lined up at the gate right now. So far, not particularly the best crowd I've ever seen, but maybe they're here out there listening to Ron Daniel and Joe Melvin.
Well, they was all at the concession stand a while ago because I was in line.
Well, Ron, always good seeing you.
Okay.
We've missed this year getting together with you guys, and Joe and I are still working on a radio station for next year, but maybe this is the future of broadcasting right here.
Well, that's what we look forward to, Ricky. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ron. And we got back Joe Melvin.
Yeah, as you said, we have captains out at the field. For East Bladen, Ricky, we have number 3, Kyle Tatum, number 41, Michael Walter, number 12, Ian Hines, and number 21, Ethan Hines. And I'll let you take care of the South Columbus.
All right. We got number 59, Riley Wilson. Number 33 is Kendrick Green. The other captain, number 75, Big 75, Hugh Smith. And guess what? Number 8, not only is he a great runner, he's one of the captains, and that's Dennis Leggett. And you're going to hear his name a lot tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because he's the gentleman that has rushed for over 2,000 yards this year, and 10, we mentioned a while ago, 10 touchdowns in the last 2 games. So they really got to put their East Bladen's going to have to really key on him. They very rarely throw the ball. They maybe average about 2 passes a game. They've only had 1 touchdown pass. On the other hand, Quentin Bedsole has done a good job for East Bladen. Passed for 508 yards this year, Joe. 12 touchdowns. I didn't realize that. He's had 23 completions, and so East Bladen can throw the ball, and if they can throw it to some of their quick halfbacks, this could really be an offensive shootout.
Well, and I really think it will be. I mean, even though both teams have pretty strong defenses, I think the offenses are pretty strong, and we're going to see what happened here. South Columbus will be receiving the opening kickoff. East Bladen will be kicking north to south. South Columbus will be coming away from the concession stand parking lot area. But you've got a guy, I mean, they're going to line up and they're going to pound on each other. I mean, they both, it doesn't matter. I suspect South Columbus is going to put 9 people in the box to try to stop, Ethan and Ian Hines. Ethan, I know you haven't seen a lot of Rick, but has had an incredible year. Ian on some pass receptions. But I'll tell you, some changes they made. Xavier Wooten, putting him in the backfield. As a junior, he didn't start the year there, but he's done a really nice job. They're working in Xavier McDowell. Xavier McDowell caught the go-ahead touchdown pass in overtime. They got the extra point and then tackled Aiden Grifton inside the 1-yard line. But interestingly enough, Ricky, they've talked about doing that kind of running football. They know each other so well. 2 things. I was joking with Russell Dove about it. I said, Russell, you got a little wrinkle in there somewhere, and he got a little twinkle in his eye. And he said, well, we'll see. And, we obviously know that Robbie Priest can be a riverboat gambler on some stuff and pull some things out when you least expect it. But interestingly enough, both coaches said special teams might be the deciding factor in it, whether that's punts to change field position, but also extra points and kickoffs.
Wow.
So it'll be interesting to see how the special teams component, plays into this game. We're about a minute and a half from kickoff. If you are enjoying, which we hope you are, make some comments, and we'd love to hear. The reason, Ricky, let me explain the reason why we only have audio tonight. And hopefully next year we'll have audio and video. there is a North Carolina High School Athletic Association policy that says that you cannot live stream the video of playoff games. You can live stream the audio, so we've chosen to do that. And working with Charlotte Smith, the video and audio will be available via Bladen Online through some links in their Facebook page or YouTube. We're still trying to learn all the technology, but we've got good, smart people helping us here with all that. So folks can listen to it tonight, but be able to see it and hear it tomorrow night. So I think this is really cool and something interesting. So guys, bear with us. There will be no commercials. It's kind of like XM radio. You just keep talking until you run out of things to say, and then you make something up. But
if you see what you like tomorrow on video and audio, Joe Melvin may be on ESPN one day.
Let Charlotte Smith know, because it's through her service that we're able to do this. But Ricky, Xavier Wooten is going to kick the ball, and he's had a propensity to put a few balls in the end zone. South Columbus thinks he's going to short kick it. Got two guys on about the 20. Folks, we're going to really, it's hard to see some of these white numbers on these black jerseys.
Traquan Bellamy is back, number 7, Joe, along with, can't see that number. Here's the kick. That's Dennis Inman, number 8. Dennis Leggett.
Picked up at the 17. He finds a little seam there, Ricky, and brings the ball out to the 29-yard line. Eric Chansey on the tackle for East Bladen. So South Columbus thought he was going to kick it short, but he put it down there. The ball died nicely at about the 17, and nice return, excuse me, by Leggett up to the 29. So here we go. Xavier Wooten's got to get the tee off the field, and quarterback Robbie Spencer will be leading the Stallions on 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Junior, 6'3", 210. There's a snap to give to the fullback, number 40. That is Seth Buffkin. 3-yard gain on the play. Takes the ball right up the middle to the 32-yard line. So South Columbus, Ricky, trying to test the middle.
Right. Nice tackle in there by number 56 for East Bladen, and that is Caleb Strait.
Yeah, Caleb has played a big role, really stepped up this year, and being a leader on that defense. Brings up 2nd and 7 from the 32-yard line, wide right with a split and a guy in motion. Leggett around the right side, gets the block, gets the corner turn. He's at the 50, 40, 30, 20, and tripped up at the last minute.
Boy, I tell you, TD saving tackle by number 12, Ian Hines, and that was that jet sweep. That jet sweep to the right side, and he just killed East Bladen's defensive end and cornerback over there.
Yeah, that's a play that, the corner, they had somebody wide, so the corner had to take him, Ricky. Outside linebacker has to walk out some on that, and
boy, I tell you, absolutely.
We're getting some comments about it. Thank you, Chuck Hustis, for letting us know, and Sonny Jones, who's helping us do this. South Columbus comes up 14-yard line, Ricky. Huge gain on the play, 1st and 10.
Yeah, about a 55-yarder gain.
Little double dive to number 7, and he is in the end zone. That is Traquan Bellamy. Good block by the left tackle to seal. James Higgins outside. Bellamy cuts back. Wow, Ricky, 50 seconds into the game, South Columbus scores a touchdown, moving 71 yards in, 4 plays?
Boy, they made it look easy too, Joe. I mean, the first one was maybe a 2-yard game, but after that, it was all South Columbus. Just three carries for about 70 yards there, and here's the kicker trying to get that extra point.
And it is good. That was Alfonso Pantaleon, who put the ball through. He's a soccer player, much like East Bladen's kicker, who's a soccer player who moonlights on the football team. Pierce Melvin fella. You know him, don't you, Mr. Ron? All right, so normally we'd cut to Robert Hester would be telling you we're going to commercial break here, but we're going to stick here a little bit. Ron, a little surprised by the way they were able to get wide. I mean, a big, about 56-yard gain, and another one off left that they cut up the middle. Looked like East Bladen got kind of pinned in and didn't protect the outside as much.
I agree with you, Joe. I know they had to have scouted that play, but evidently the execution on the South Columbus side was almost perfect. And with that running back, you give him an inch and he's gone. So,
yeah, well, I tell you, that's that they made it look easy. Like I said, 7-0, just less than a minute into the game. 11-10 remaining in the first quarter, and boy, I tell you, it may be one of those games we had last week. God, he got 75 points against Fairmont last week, so. But East Bladen's capable of putting some numbers on the scoreboard too, Joe.
Yeah, Pantaleon, it's the ball teed up on the 40. Ethan and Ian Hines back deep on their 20-yard line. And he runs up, and there is the short boot. Ball is taken by Ian Hines at the 25-yard line, comes to the middle, breaks a tackle, up the middle, and crosses midfield, Ricky. Great fielding, starting field position at the South Columbus 46-yard line. We've talked about it for 4 years now, how dangerous Ethan and Ian Hines are, and that is the way you want to respond to a touchdown drive against you, to come out here and get the ball in the 46. Quentin Bedsoe at the quarterback position, leading East Bladen.
Yeah, that was a good run back. He kind of hesitated, just kind of picked his hole, and then put the Jets on to get it into South Columbus territory.
Give is to Xavier Wooten. Wooten breaks through, and he is down to the 10, trying to outrun number 7, which was Traquan Bellamy.
Boy, right at the 5-yard line. What a run by Wooten there.
I tell you, great block.
Xavier McDowell, right?
Actually, that was actually Wooten, Ricky.
Oh, that's Wooten.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me.
Xavier McDowell was the fullback. Wooten
Two Xaviers there.
Yeah, great blocking. Takes the ball from the 46 down to the 6, 40-yard gain. That's the way you respond to somebody punching you in the mouth. Full house backfield right now. Ball is snapped to Bedsoe. Give is to Ethan Hines, and he's close to the goal line, but he has stopped at the 3-yard line, have run one up the middle, now gone off the left side, Ricky. This is going to be a man's game down in the trenches right now for East Bladen, as we've seen for many years when, you know, they get down there, they like to go to that wishbone. Sometimes it's a straight T. Right now it's a wishbone with Xavier McDowell at the fullback position, Xavier Wooten at a halfback, Ethan Hines at a halfback, and then they take Ian Hines and move him to a tight end position. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Give it to Ethan Hines, and
he's in there.
He goes in untouched over the left side. So that took 1 minute and 20 seconds. 9:59 remaining on the clock. Two teams. This might be a shootout, Ricky. You know, who can get the ball last?
I'm telling you, we played a little 2 minutes and 1 second, and have had. Well, here comes Pierce Melvin to try to tie this game up. We may have 14 points in just 2 minutes in this ball game.
Yeah. Snap by Michael Walter, spot by Bedsoe. The kick is up, and it is blocked.
Wow.
Extra point is blocked. As I told you, Rick, coaches said special teams is going to play a big factor in this. A couple guys came in around the left side, and that snap was a little high, but that ball was blocked. So 7-6, 2 minutes, 1 second into the game. South Columbus leads. Could be a little bit of a downer, but Ron, what you expected? 2 minutes of football and 13 points on the board?
Well, I'm not surprised to be at 7-6, but not at 61 seconds there, Joe. It's not. I mean, 61 seconds, and really, there's been about 3 plays on each team.
Yeah, 9:59. Yeah, that remaining in the first quarter. It's unreal. 12 minutes. Let's see, 2 minutes. Actually, 121 seconds.
Okay.
I majored in math at Carolina.
Okay, great. Wow.
That's okay.
I have that Georgia math, so it's hard to figure out sometimes.
That's all right. All right, here we go, Joe. This has been all offense so far. Let's see what happens. Turnovers could be key in this game, too.
Turnovers could be key. And Rick, I think it's going to be who can make those adjustments to stop what the other team wants to do. So Xavier Wooten has it teed up, and here's the boot. Ball travels to Leggett on the 20 as a fumble. He picks it up, and is tackled by Kyle Tatum at the 34-yard line. So a little bit different from what we've seen in previous years. Ricky, about midseason, they moved away from the squib kick. Xavier Wooten's got a very strong leg, and he's hanging that ball nice and high, and it's settling at about the 20. So South Columbus is going to take over on their 34-yard line.
Well, they're going to have to really, Leggett is quick. So the defensive ends are a key position for the Eagles, and they're going to have to watch it. I got Kyle Tatum on that left side this time. There he is again, that jet sweep around the right side. Inman cutting it, and good stop by East Bladen. Only a 2-yard gain there, Joe.
Yeah, Ricky, you have to bear with me. I'm looking for my glasses, and I can't see much of anything without these, so it's yours for a few minutes, sir.
Did they drop down? Okay. All right. So second, let's give them 3 yards on that play, but good defense that time. To stop Leggett for less than 50 yards is pretty good. So we got 9:25 remaining. South Columbus leads 7-6, and here we go. On top of your head. How'd you miss that, Joe? All right, quarterback's got the ball. There's number 40. He's loose again. My goodness, that's the big fullback, number 40, and that's
Seth Buffkin.
Yeah, Seth Buffkin, and Buffkin's has almost 1,000 yards this year, and you can't key on one player for this South Columbus team, Joe.
They've got him listed at 5'10", 210. He's, as they say, he's a big youngin.
Yeah, if I tell you, there's always a Buffkin on the South Columbus team. Going back 50 years, I've Buffkins are, and they're here in Tabor City.
Spencer under center. Leggett comes on the sweep again, around right end. Brought down after about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, he was in motion, and this time he elected to cut inside instead of on the outside. Still gained 4 or 5 yards that time, but good defense for East Bladen. When you can stop Leggett less than 5 yards, you're doing pretty good, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, and Xavier McDowell made that tackle. Dual threat. I'm sorry, he picked up 4 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 from the 37-yard line. Leggett in motion, give it to Buffkin again. Straight up the middle, Ricky, for about a 3-yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd and short. He moved it up to the 32-yard line. So really, what's that, 3rd and a long 1?
Yeah, and they're in 4-down territory now when you get inside the 35-yard line, and there's an injured player for East Bladen out there on the field.
One for South Columbus.
I'm sorry, South Columbus. You're right. I see these dark uniforms, and I'm thinking it's the Eagle Black, but that's the Stallion Black.
Yeah.
And
Columbus player is taking
hopefully, hopefully he's a little cramped there. Hopefully that's the case. You don't want any kids getting hurt here. So far it's been a very clean game, and of course all the South Columbus people are. Gosh, I've never seen that. They're kind of just in a prayer state, seeing if make sure this kid. Boy, that's pretty cool there.
Well, what I think that's a representation of the coach, Russell Dove, because he does believe in this family concept, and he's brought this team. If you guys will be able to see that tomorrow, where they're very tightly bunched together, showing concern. The young man is down there. We're not going to speculate on what's happening, but so as we look at South Columbus, Ricky, Leggett with the 2,000 yards, Buffkin with over 1,500 yards, to have that dual threat of a guy that can get you around the outside, but also a guy that can bring it right up in the middle. I'm sorry, he had 740.
Well, actually, yeah, and Bellamy's got almost 1,200 yards, right, and we haven't even called his name very much.
That's nearly 4,000 yards of running the ball. That's why Spencer doesn't throw the ball.
I mean,
much.
Bellamy's had 16 touchdowns this year. Buffkin's had 8 touchdowns, and of course, Leggett's almost 30 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, we.
Well, this thing's
Of course, the young man is getting up fantastic. He is on his own feet.
Yeah, that's good news there.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of a limp, but that's
is that 57?
Yeah, 57. That's Tanner Barnhill, but he is walking off the field unaided, so that's a really, really good sign. Hopefully, that young man just got a little wobbly, and hopefully can get back out there and participate. But back to the game. 8:12 remaining in the first quarter. Ricky, South Columbus scored on 3 plays, kicked the extra point. East Bladen scores on 4 plays. Extra point is blocked. So what we have here, ball is on the 32-yard line of East Bladen. South Columbus driving right to left on your radio dial, and they're going to have a 3rd and 1 situation. But I like what you said, Ricky. We're probably looking 4-down territory here.
Oh, yeah, they're at 32, and I tell you, that jet sweep is a deadly weapon for
Play
South
clock
Columbus.
down to 2.
There it is, jet sweep on the left side this time. I'm not sure if he got it that time or not. Number 7 had the ball, Traquan Bellamy.
Yeah, great tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Xavier McDowell and Caleb Straight. We should call Caleb's name quite often. Looks like no gain, maybe a loss of a half a yard. It's going to bring up 4th and about 1.5. Big situation, big play right here. South Columbus had to hurry on that play. Play clock was down to 1.
And he actually lost maybe a couple football links on that one. So look for Leggett, or Buffkin can do it too. So this is a big play, 4th and 2.
Spencer under center, trying to draw the Eagles off sides. They don't move. Toss sweep to Bellamy. Being strung out, and
he stopped, I believe, Joe.
Yes, I don't know if that was Adonis Avery or B.J. Robinson. They stopped him for a no gain on the play.
Wow.
Eagles hold, 6:58 remaining in the first quarter. South Columbus 7, East Bladen 6.
And I thought that was a good call. That was a toss sweep, and they had some blocking, but East Bladen came to the rescue and stopped him for no gain, maybe a loss. And so East Bladen will take it over at the 33-yard line, still 7-6 South Columbus.
Yeah, Xavier,
big stop there.
Yeah, Xavier McDowell and Ethan Hines in the backfield. Quentin Bedsoe in the center. Give us to Hines going off his left tackle. Gain of about 4 on the play. Brings the ball up to about the 37.5-yard line, Ricky. I'm sorry, 5-yard gain. So that's a good way to stay. That's what they call staying ahead of the chains, bringing up a second and very manageable situation. Bedsoe gets to play from Coach Robbie Priest.
Yeah. The quarterback for East Bladen they've always got to be in good shape because they go and sprint to the sidelines to get plays every single call.
Bedsoe with the snap. Give us to Hines right up the middle. Going to be close to a first down, Ricky. Depends on the spot. But East Bladen, I think, trying to show that they can run between the tackles on South Columbus, trying to match it. Well, it's going to bring up 3rd and looks like about a half a yard, Ricky's maybe 12, 18 inches.
Yeah, it's pretty close, and this is when they usually give it to big guys, Xavier Wooten, and he's big number 34.
Yeah, lined up.
Well, they got a big tackle. Who's that in the back?
That's Xavier McDowell and fullback. And you're right, give us Xavier Wooten through the middle of the line. Wow. Bursts through with a little strength there, moves the ball just to the other side of the 50-yard line. Good call there, Ricky. Line 1 to give the ball to Xavier Wooten.
And who was the blocker ahead of him in the backfield?
Xavier McDowell.
Okay.
Number 7.
Yeah, there's 2. One's Xavier and one's Xavier.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So now
I learned something tonight.
Wooten moves out to a wing on the left side. McDowell at fullback. Ethan Hines
passing.
Bedsoe drops back to pass. Long pass for Ian Hines just over his head. Incomplete at the 20-yard line. Aaron Bellamy on the coverage for South Columbus did a really nice job of that. First pass of the night.
Yeah, and typical, it goes back to the Lennon Fisher era. First down is if they're going to throw the ball, and when they throw the ball, it's usually on first down, which is, a good surprise. But the way they've running it right now, I don't even know whether I would take a chance to pass the ball there because they're really blowing it out on it. There's that trap play.
Inside trap to Ethan Hines. Stood up right at the line. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Takes the ball to the 47-yard line. Make it a gain of 2 for Ethan Hines. Brings up a 3rd and long situation at the 47. So
this is I've seen they usually run the ball on this play here and see what happens, and not sure if they're in 4-down territory here, but they are at the 47 of South Columbus.
McDowell at fullback, Wooten at tailback. Bedsoe with the snap, hands to Xavier Wooten. Short gain on the play of maybe 3 yards, takes the ball just over the 45-yard line. We want to bring up Coach Robbie Priest's first decision of the game, 4th and about 6 from the 45-yard line.
Yeah, they got to get to the 39 of South Columbus, bringing in the punting team, it looks like, Joe.
Bringing in the punting team here. A little gamesmanship, trying to change field position. You don't necessarily have to go for it all, and obviously South Columbus was moving the ball, Ricky. Don't want to take that chance of giving them the ball at midfield. So Pierce Melvin drops 10 yards deep on the punt, and looks like Bellamy back deep on his own 20 to receive the punt. High end-over-end punt. Ball takes a bounce at the 18-yard line and is down by Michael Walter.
Yeah, but Walters was down there. Even if he would have caught the ball, Walters was in position to tackle him. Good coverage by Michael Walters. He got way down there, and that pins him back to inside the 20-yard line, 19-yard line. So we've had a punt and we've had a stoppage on downs. So we've had a couple defensive stops here, Joe.
Might be able to do it tonight, Rick.
Maybe it won't be 75 to 74.
So it's a handoff to Bellamy going over his left side. Picks up positive yards, about a gain of 4 on the play.
Tell you, Russell Dove is using all 3 of his backs. You would think that Leggett would get the ball 90% of the time the way he's doing, but you can't key on one player for this South Columbus backfield.
No, and so good job by Coach Russell Dove, trying to mix things up. You're kind of punching a little bit here to see what things are working for you. And so it brings up a 2nd and 6 situation from the 22-yard line. Robbie Spencer under center. Jet sweep to Leggett around the right side, cuts it back, avoids 3 tacklers, and gets to the left sidelines. Can Ian Hines cut him off? Ian Hines catches him.
Yeah, he does. But that was poor tackling for East Bladen on that play. They had 2 or 3 shots, but he juked around, and that shows you that Dennis Leggett is a tough character. But East Bladen had 3 or 4 opportunities to stop him about the 40-yard line.
Well, they did, Ricky. I mean, he was very patient because it was supposed to be a jet sweep to the right. He plants, cuts all the way back across the field to the left sidelines and advances the ball to the 27-yard line. South Columbus, big chunks of yardage. Bufkin in the backfield, Leggett and Bellamy as wings. Bufkin up the middle, tackled there by Xavier McDowell. Very quickly after getting the ball, gain of 2 on the play. Ricky's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the 25-yard line. South Columbus, formidable running game.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. But Leggett's tough enough to bring down, but when you miss a couple he should have been stopped back there, and they know that.
2nd and 8. Fake is to Bufkin, give is to Leggett.
Ooh, good
Fantastic job. Lockheed Lassane hits Leggett in the backfield, drops him for a loss back to the original line of scrimmage at the 27, Ricky. So good job that time of getting defensive line penetration, bringing up a 3rd and 10 situation, which I definitely think this is 4-down territory.
What?
2:14 remaining in the first quarter, Ricky. South Columbus 7 scored on their first possession. East Bladen 6, they scored on their first possession. With all this running, could be a quick game.
Yeah. One thing I did observe that Leggett was caught twice from the back, so he may not be the quickest person on this field tonight.
Inside sweep to Bellamy right there. Caleb Strait for the tackle. No. Kyle Tatum. And Ethan Hines finally tackles him at the, about the 17-yard line, Ricky?
Yeah, just about maybe 18, but, pretty close to 17. I think you're right. But, boy, that was a good call there. A little trap play, and he just kind of fooled East Bladen on that. Bellamy made a good run that time to get the ball inside the 20, and that is right at the 17-yard line.
Brings up a 1st down, Ricky. It was just enough to get that 1st down. So South Columbus marching here.
Appreciate Blair Felder and Edward Lewis tuning in to us tonight here in Vinegar Hill.
Robbie Spencer waits for the snap. Give to Bufkin. No, I'm sorry, to Bellamy. Goes off left side. Kyle Tatum having to make a touchdown-saving tackle at the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for South Columbus.
Again,
they seem to be able to get that corner turned and get the outside linebackers pinned in, and Bellamy and Leggett are just planning and getting a lot of big gains.
Yeah, and Coach Russell Dove mixing up his plays with a lot of jet sweeps and misdirections. And, you can't play for that jet sweep all the time. Those misdirections are killing East Bladen.
Fake to Bufkin, give to Bellamy. He's hit it just inside the 5-yard line. Host of Eagles. Bellamy still trying to push forward. They continue to run the clock. He did not go out of bounds. Ethan Hines, Kyle Tatum, Xavier Wooten, Devontae McKeever, all in on the stop.
Yeah.
Ball is advanced to the 3-yard line, Ricky. Just under a minute to go in the first quarter. South Columbus leads 7-6.
Caleb Strayed had him, slowed him down, initial tackle, but he got away from him a little bit, but good pursuit by the other East Bladen defensive players.
All right, 7-6 is the score. We're under 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter of tonight's action. Buffkin, lone setback, 2 wings, and Bellamy and Leggett.
Quarterback's got it.
Quarterback keeper, Robbie Spencer, off right in, goes in untouched into the end zone. 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. South Columbus has moved out to a 13-6 lead over East Bladen. Extra point coming. I tell you, I don't think they expected that. They've been running sort of that double dive, and Bellamy went around left in, and Robbie Spencer went in sort of untouched. Ricky.
Yeah, I thought it was a broken play at first, but I think it was definitely a called play, and because he just waltzed into the end zone.
Alfonso Pantaleon. We have flags on the play. Pantaleon will be trying the extra point. We have a false start on South Columbus. Ball will be moved back to the 8-yard line.
Now, he's got plenty of leg, but that makes it a little more difficult.
It does, so it'll make it a 25-yard attempt instead of a 20-yard attempt for the extra point. But you're right, he does have a lot of leg. Ricky's soccer player.
Yeah, he does. I like that name too. I'm not sure if he's French or Spanish.
We'll ask him after the game.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
There's a snap. Pantaleon hits
plenty
the ball,
of leg.
splits the uprights. The fans behind the goalpost let us know that was good. Officials do as well. 14-6. South Columbus leads East Bladen. 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Drive took a little bit longer. Remember, Ricky, that ball started at the 19-yard line, I believe.
Yep. That was a 81-yard drive, Joe. And of course, you're right. The first 2 scores, and then it kind of East Bladen stopped South Columbus on the 3rd drive, and then East Bladen had to punt on the 4th drive, and then here's South Columbus leading by a touchdown. We're actually by 8 points. They've got the 2 extra points. East Bladen's got a touchdown and missed their extra point. So it's 14-6 here. This is a game that every bit we thought it would be. I didn't realize that South Columbus, the other 2 running backs, are pretty tough. They're pretty tough, like Leggett. You cannot key on him. Bellamy's doing a really good job, and Spencer with that quarterback keeper, that's another weapon there too, Joe.
Little wrinkle that we talked about there,
yes,
Ricky,
sir, no doubt about it.
Maybe they didn't expect. You'd expect one of those guys to get it. But anyway, Pantaleon has teed the ball up. A couple more South Columbus players coming on the field.
How did you know how to pronounce? You must have known this ahead of time, didn't you?
Sir, I prepare.
I see that. I'm impressed.
Or I'm just winging it.
Or did you take French at Carolina?
I did.
I took Portuguese. 2
semesters, sir. I don't remember a thing. Okay. Anyway, here's the boot by Pantaleon. Squib kick. Bounces. Ball is taken and kneeled down where East Bladen, I think that was Xavier Wooten.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he kneeled down. He could have gained maybe 5-10 yards, but played it safe, which I don't, he's okay.
Well, we've the number of people, I guess, watching or listening to our broadcast has grown to 10. So, I mean, hey, that's more than 0. We'll take that. And,
we'll take it, yeah.
But
we'll
thanks
do
to
it.
everybody who shared that on there. And, like I said, this is an experiment, but thank you guys very much. East Bladen takes over 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Xavier Wooten at fullback, Ethan Hines at the tailback. Betso with the snap, give it to Ethan Hines, and whoa, he is met before he can even get back to the line, scooped off his feet and put down unceremoniously.
33, Joe, made
Kendrick
that tackle.
Green.
Wow, I tell you, he was untouched.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He's a safety. He came back from that he came in from the halfback position, defensive. Right. No, he's the right defensive end, it looks like, or maybe a linebacker.
And that is the end of the first quarter, folks. 4.5-yard loss on the play on that sweep off left tackle there. So after 1 complete quarter, South Columbus 14, East Bladen 6. East Bladen does have the ball. Ron Daniel, your thoughts? East Bladen stopped them on the 2nd drive, but then South Columbus back to getting big chunks of yardage.
Yes, Joe. South Columbus is looking good. They, East Bladen stopped them on that one time, and it was 4th and 1, and it was in East Bladen's territory. They are moving the ball strong. East Bladen has moved the ball strong, except for they got stopped on that last drive, so we'll be able to see what they do this drive.
Ron, when you know that South Columbus never throws the ball, I mean, they're averaging 2 tosses a game,
Yep.
Don't you want to kind of play a little bit tighter?
I have been a little surprised. I agree with you, Ricky. I would have thought they would have jammed the box a little bit more. That scoring play, though, with the quarterback running, I think they've run the quarterback very little this year, so that was kind of almost like a trick play.
I
just
agree.
Playing quarterbacks off tackle there,
But anyway, this game is far from over. It's close, and East Bladen's got a good ball club too. And here's Quentin Bedsoe leading the East Bladen Eagles here, and it'll be a 2nd and about 14 here on a loss of 4. And
anybody who's ever seen any South Columbus East Bladen ball game know that it's going to go to the 4th quarter, and it's not going to be a set 67
here's Bedsoe.
game.
Here's Wooten on the trap play. He's all alone, 50-45, and tripped up. Boy, what a great play, Joe! A trap play that really was unbelievable, and everybody thought Ian Hines was going to get the ball, but they gave it to big number 34, I think. That is Xavier Wooten, and I'll tell you, I'm impressed with that young man. And of course, I guess he's the guy that scored the winning touchdown last weekend. Is that correct?
That was Xavier.
Oh.
We're going to get you caught up, Ricky. We'll talk. We got plenty of time to talk about that.
That was number 7. Okay, well, that's okay. But that was a good run that time.
Ball's on the 47-yard line. Snap to Bedsoe. Give to Xavier Wooten again. Off right tackle again. Still driving down near the first down marker. They're going to have him somewhere about the 38 there, Ricky.
Out of all the players, we knew the Hines twins were going to be good. And, of course, East Bladen lost a lot of people in the backfield, or a lot of people last year. And I tell you, he has really come to play. Xavier Wooten has been the big surprise. Not really a surprise, but he's played well this year.
He has. He's over on left wing right now, 2nd and 1 from the 38-yard line. Give is to Ethan Hines going off left tackle, driving forward, crosses over the 35, right on the 35-yard line. Ricky, that will be enough for an Eagle first down. So ground and pound, smash mouth, whatever you want to call it.
I tell you, I would keep it on the ground. I know they threw the ball on first down and tried to get that wide open, but you're right. South Columbus had that well defended, and it just kind of put them in the hole. 2nd and 10 instead of gaining 3 to 5 yards. 1st
and 10 on the 35. Bedsoe under center gets the snap. Handed Xavier Wooten off right tackle. Powell pushing forward. Ball is advanced to about the 30. So. Nice gain of 5.
Yeah.
And I tell you, you know that they're keying on Ethan Hines coming wide sweeps and that trap back. Xavier Wooten may be the hidden little gem in this to be able to hit some things.
He certainly has on this drive inside the 30, and that's another 6-yard gain for Wooten there. And, that right side of the line, that offensive line is doing a great job there.
Yeah, we keep getting messages from Kelly Jones. We'll talk about that in a second. Give is to Wooten again. Quick hitter right over the left guard. Advances the ball, Ricky, to the 25-yard line. Let's see if they'll call that another Eagle first down.
Moving it back a little bit, but they did first down. The chains are moving.
I'm going to tell you, kind of got South Columbus on their heels a little bit, saying, hey, listen, you guys might get wide, but we're going to hit you right between the tackles. Bedsoe coming back in. So we have a 14-6 South Columbus lead, just under 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Ball on the 25-yard line. Ian Hines splits out wide right. Xavier McDowell and Ethan Hines in the backfield. Snap to Bedsoe, give to Hines, straight up the middle. Met, wow.
Oh, yeah, not much gain that time.
But Josiah Small.
The good thing about this East Bladen drive is chewing up clock, and it keeps that South Columbus offense off the field. And they are dangerous, no doubt about it. But East Bladen, not much gain there. He did gain 1 that time, but South Columbus was ready for him there.
Yeah, Josiah Small is a small 6', 235. So
he must be eating at the Todd House here in Tabor City. Nelson Lee's a good friend of mine over there at the Todd House.
All right, Xavier McDowell give it to Xavier Wooten. And Buffkin comes flying from his linebacker position. We called his name on offense, Ricky.
Yeah.
He shot a gap there.
He did, and that was a slow-moving play that time, and he just was unblocked by East Bladen's offensive line and threw Mr. Wooten for a 4-yard loss. And, of course, they are in 4-down territory, so it's 3rd and 12 now at the South Columbus. It's at the 27, I believe, Joe.
Yeah, 27-yard line bid. So I think no doubt, Ricky, it's going to be a lot of 4-down territory here. They got the bell. Sounds like Chapel Hill on a Saturday afternoon.
I want to say hello to Carol Harden, who's listening.
Absolutely.
There. Thank you, Miss Carol.
All right. 2 backs in the backfield. Bedsole under center. Snap. Give is Xavier Wooten straight up the middle. Fullback. He pulls forward inside the 15-yard line. Great quick hitter. And
after that 4-yard loss, here he is with a 10-yard gain, or 14-yard gain that gets the first down for East Bladen. A quick hitter. What a call there. I mean, it didn't look like much of just a quick hitter, like you said.
And he's extremely strong, and I mean, he's had a fantastic year. Ricky Ball is looks like just inside the 15 on about the 14-yard line. I love the offense right now. East Bladen down 8 points with 8 minutes to go. Bedsole under center. Hines and Xavier McDowell in the backfield. Give is to
that's Hines. Is it?
Okay, we gained maybe 1 on the play. Tried to take the ball, correct, to Hines. I mean, he might have gained 1. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9 from the 13. So not as much success with Hines.
And, this drive has been strictly in the middle from, it hadn't been any really sweeps or anything like that. It's been tackle to tackle. And
makes you think they're maybe setting some up to get wide later on, Ricky.
Yeah, I started to say, my goodness.
Right, McDowell and Wooten in the backfield. Ian Hines out wide left. Ian Hines wing on the right. Give it to Wooten and Buffkin.
There's Buffkin again.
Wow, he has found somebody that's not blocking him, and I guarantee you from his linebacker position, he's now keying on Wooten.
He has made 2 terrific plays there, and he's a big guy too, and so is Wooten. But you put those two together, and something's going to happen. And Buffkin's got the better half of it so far.
Yeah, 3rd and 11 from the 15-yard line. Bedsole under center, single back Xavier McDowell behind, 2 wideouts. Wooten goes in motion, inside trap to Ethan Hines. Can he stay on his feet? No, he gets tripped up, and we have a flag. I think on his 2nd flag of the night, Ricky, if I'm not mistaken. Both teams playing good, clean football, so gets back to the 14, the original line of scrimmage.
Holding on East Bladen. They'll probably decline that because he didn't gain much yardage there, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, ball is still.
They're going to decline it, Joe.
That's going to bring up 4th down, Ricky. That's going to make 4th and 10 from the 4th.
Have they had was that the first flag?
We had the illegal procedure on the extra point.
You're right.
So only the 2nd.
Forgot about that. Yeah, the extra point.
So here it comes. Bedsole brings the play in from Coach Robbie Priest on the
4th and 10 at the 15.
Yeah, so
it's a big play here.
It is. 2 backs in the backfield. Ian Hines out wide. Xavier Wooten wing on the left. Bedsole fakes snap, and he throws, and the ball is
that's a touchdown.
Touchdown. Xavier Wooten came out of the wing position. Looked like Bedsole was going to throw the ball to the corner on the right.
And he was covered. Hines was covered, but Wooten became, I tell you, Bedsole threw a bullet to him, and a great catch by Wooten. Had to go to the ground.
He did sliding catch.
That's right. It looked like one of those.
They're going to love watching that on the video tomorrow that you're going to be able to see via go to Bladen Online. Charlotte Smith and her fine folks are making that happen. East Bladen's got to go for 2, Ricky.
Are they going to go for 2 here? I was wondering about that to try to tie it up. It's 14-12, 6:18 remaining in the second quarter. We got a barn burner here.
We do. So let's see what happens here. Ball on the 3-yard line, 2-point attempt. Bedsole
passing again.
He's dropping. He throws the ball into the corner. Leap by Ethan Hines just over his outstretched hand. So 6:18 remaining in the second quarter. Ricky, we'll get Ron's comments how that was a great drive to respond to what South Columbus did.
Especially on 4th and 10.
Right. But missed point after attempt kick. Had to go for 2. South Columbus stops on that. We've got a 14-12 South Columbus lead ball game right now. 6:18 in the second half. Ron, the ability of East Bladen again to respond with a very long, very physical drive.
Joe, it was very physical. Not only did they have a 4th and 11, they had a 3rd and 13.
Yes.
That they just really ran it up the middle on them. So the offensive line is moving the big guys out, and they do have a big defensive line.
Okay, we're coming back here. But, Ron, you're right. You don't want to get 2 touchdowns behind on this South Columbus team. So right now it's tit for tat right now. And like Joe said at the beginning, special teams, extra points, whatever could be a factor. But we've got a kicker that can kick a field goal too, so don't forget that, and they do too. So this is a heck of a ball game, and 2 great coaches, 2 great programs, and proud to be part of it.
Yes, both teams have had 3 possessions. Both teams have scored 2 times, and on the possessions they did not score, both of them moved the ball. So,
okay, we got Wooten kicking off, Joe Melvin, and here we go.
He puts a foot in. Wow, deep end over end kick, ball sails into and out of the back of the end zone. I know for many years, Ricky Linewine, and you've missed a lot. There have been, I'd probably say, 8 to 10 balls that have rolled out of the end zone. So welcome back, sir, to get the kickoffs that you want.
Well, I'm pleased to see this, and I've actually seen a few games this year, and not as many as I wanted to go to because of certain circumstances that's happened this year. But anyway. It's good to be back in the box here.
Robbie Spencer brings him up to the line. Let's see if he's playing, can make some adjustments defensively. Give it to Leggett off his right end, following his lead blocker. Wow. He gets past the 30-yard line, Ricky. I'm going to tell you, Leggett, you see why he's got 2,000 yards.
I like the way he picks his holes, too. And
he's patient, and he waits for the hole.
Yes,
he follows his blocker, and then he accelerates with a burst, brings the ball out to the 33-yard line. East Bladen is going to have to make some changes in that outside linebacker position to slow down because, like I say, South Columbus is going wide. East Bladen is going between the tackles.
You'd love to keep it a 2-point game here going to the halftime, but there's plenty of time, 6 minutes to go in the half.
Well, give it to Buffkin up the middle. Man, is he strong. He drags a couple of defenders out to the 36-yard line, gain of 3 on the play.
Buffkin is a junior, so you're going to see him again next year. 5'10", 210-pounder. Of course, Leggett is a senior, and Bellamy's only a sophomore, Joe, and, of course, Spencer is a junior, too. So they're going to have 3 out of 4 back. The only one they're missing is Leggett for next year.
I want to thank Ray Sparkman. Hello, Ray. Jeff Galls, Kelly Green signing in with us here tonight. Thank you. Give us the – well, I thought it was the Bellamy.
Trap. But it didn't fool East Bladen, did it?
Yeah, ball ends up going to Leggett. They faked left on the trap, came back this way. No gain on the play. Really good job. B.J. Robinson coming up from his linebacker position to make the stop. So it's going to keep it at a 3rd and 6 situation. Ricky, I think this is key. 5 minutes to go. East Columbus is up South Columbus 14-12. If you can stop them here and force them to punt and grind some more of that clock out and maybe pull ahead here, I think this is really huge. Defense needs to get off the field on this play. So
3rd and 7.
Robbie Spencer under center. Takes the snap, Leggett in motion. Give it to Bellamy off the left side. He is tripped up. Really good job. Xavier Wooten tripped him up. He fell forward.
Robinson's down there, too.
Yeah, Robinson doing a really good job. So staying home, play in your position. Let's see if looks like South Columbus is sending the punt team, Ricky.
They've got to do it because they're inside the 40 to 37. Only a gain of 1 yard there, Joe. And you're right, that's a big play.
Got to be careful. Can't jump off sides. Give South Columbus a new set of downs here. So it looks like we have. Trying to get the number of the punter there. Number's kind of bunched up. I can't.
6. Is that 6?
Yeah, they don't have a 6. So
you're right.
Ethan and Ian Hines back deep. He gets the kick away. Nice tight spiral. Ian Hines lets it go past him.
Did he touch it? Okay, he didn't touch it.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you, Bellamy picked that up on the fly. It was hard to tell whether Ethan Hines touched that ball or not. Referees are saying no. There's no review here.
Yeah, one of the Hines boys should have caught the ball. They were bunched up together, and one of them thought one of them was going to get it, another, and it ended up rolling to the 20-yard line. They could have picked it up at the 30 and may run a little bit.
Right. That could have been a really bad play if
tell me about
they had ruled. They're going to take over on the 20. 14-12. South Columbus leads East Bladen. 3:52 remaining in the second quarter. I'd like to see this quarter consumed with a nice scoring play here.
Yeah, you don't want to give them the ball back. Only trailing by 2 at halftime. 14-12. South Columbus leads. Less than 4 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, give up the middle. There's Xavier Wooten. He breaks through. He's on the left hash. He's trying to outrun Bellamy, and he stops. Kyle Tatum picks up a key block, and Wooten goes 80 yards for the touchdown. Really good job of stopping, letting the tackler go past him. Then Kyle Tatum ran ahead, key block on about the 15.
Yeah,
there's your man Xavier Wooten, Ricky.
Traquan Bellamy had to tackle there at the 20-yard line, but Wooten made he just stopped and let him go past him, and then like you said, Kyle Tatum made a good block and got him in the end zone. Yeah. 80-yard touchdown run.
80 yards.
Wow.
Wooten's got deceptive speed. Really good baseball player, too. But because of the 2 failed PATs, Ricky, they're going for 2 again. 18 for East Bladen. 4. It's only 4. You want to push it up to a 6-point game if you can. So a touchdown without the extra point only ties. Aaron Smith has joined us also on our first streaming event of Bladen Sports Network. Here they are. Betzo's under center. Xavier McDowell. Betzo rolls out again. Pass to Ian Hines is good. 2-point conversion is good, Ricky. We wanted them to score.
Yep.
South Columbus is going to have 3-4, but I'm going to tell you.
Did they score too early? That's the question.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
You never score too early, right?
Well, I don't think you can score too much in this game, but I'm going to tell you, that was a fantastic way to route. I'm going to tell you, it's like a good heavyweight fight. You get backed in the corner and they come out.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure. I don't know what happened in that. I missed the first game with South Columbus. I'm not sure what happened. But number 34, Xavier Wooten, has been the key player in this ball game. Not because of that 80-yard touchdown run a while ago. Yeah. He has been the horse tonight. And, of course, now they're going to have to put the South Columbus defense is going to have to really concentrate on big number 34, Xavier Wooten, and that will release the Hines boys.
Yeah, so release the Hines. I call that release the Hines, like the hounds.
Whatever.
Yeah, that was good. You obviously took literature at Carolina too, there. Ricky.
Well, I've been studying for 10 games, since last year. But
Xavier Wooten had 802 yards and 11 touchdowns coming in. So
he's impressive, that young man, and even on defense too. He's only a junior, and of course he'll be back. We're losing the Hines boys this year, and of course Quentin Betzel is only a junior too. So they've got a pretty key. They're going to miss Kyle Tatum too, and of course Xavier McDowell will be back too.
Yeah, Xavier Wooten's teed the ball up on the 40. I'm going to tell you, he's got a nice dirty jersey.
And he does everything for this team.
Here's the run up in the boot, and he sends it deep. You got Leggett that will take the ball at the 7, coming up the middle, looking for a hole. Finds a hole, and I tell you, wow, they are solid. And so we had Michael Walter on the tackle there, but the ball was brought out to the 37-yard line. 3:34 remaining in the second quarter.
You risk that when you hit, but I like that because before in the past they've been taking over at the 50-yard line. At least they got it inside the 40-yard.
Right. They've really worked on that quite a bit this year. So, like I said, ball on the 37-yard line, 1st and 10, South Columbus. Robbie Spencer will be under center here. He's going to have Bellamy. He's going to have Leggett. He's going to have Buffkin back behind him. East Bladen needs to ride this momentum.
They got Robinson on the left side here.
Give us to Buffkin off the left side. He breaks 2 or 3 tackles. Wow, bulls his way
10-yard gain.
Yeah, going to be it looks like a first down, Ricky.
Yeah, we've talked about the Hines twins and of course Leggett. But I'm going to tell you, it's been Buffkin and McDowell tonight so far. This is still early. We got a big another half to play. But, of course, it's a team effort regardless. But those are the 2 surprises. Buffkin is tough.
Yeah. So
defensively, too, right?
Yeah, defensively as well. Ball on the 48-yard line. Quarterback Robbie Spencer comes under center. Buffkin and Leggett in the back. Spencer, quarterback sneak. Picks up about 6 yards.
A flag over here, Joe. That referee threw that flag right there. It must be a legal substitution.
Yeah, well, I'm false start on the Stallion. So nice break for the Eagles there.
I thought I saw a yellow flag.
And so that ball is going to be backed up from the line of scrimmage from the 48. It's going to take the ball back to the 43-yard line, where South Columbus is going to have a 1st and 15, Ricky. 3:01 remaining in the second quarter. East Bladen has come back from a couple of deficits here, responded to the punches from South Columbus.
Taking their first lead of the game, 20-14, East Bladen leads. And real good crowd over there for East Bladen, and pretty good crowd here. It's a cold night, but it's football weather.
Well, it is, and I tell you, 2 of the better teams in Southeast North Carolina. Ricky, halftime, we're going to talk about some of the other teams locally. Right. That are still playing. 2:44 on the clock. Spencer under center. Gets the snap. Handoff is to Leggett. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 48. Xavier McDowell on the tackle for the for the Eagles. He's having a really good game right there. So going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 48. Clock continues to remain, Ricky, 2:23 remaining in the second quarter.
Plenty of time, and Russell Dove's got all of his timeouts left, too. And, they scored the first time in less than a minute. So,
and you know what? South Columbus has a guy coming over here to get the plays as well. So in the same way that East Bladen does.
Yeah, and this has been a great ball game.
Yeah, Spencer under center, Leggett in motion coming across.
Jet sweep to
the right. He cuts back. I'm going to tell you, he has that ability. Xavier Wooten, I thought, had him.
That's God-given talent there by Mr. Leggett.
Right, so strong gain of 8 on the play. Ricky's going to bring up another key. 3rd and 2, just under 2 minutes on the clock right now. Ball on the East Bladen 44-yard line.
And I suspect even if they don't get it here, they'll probably go for it again.
Absolutely. Robbie Spencer under center, Buffkin and Leggett behind him in a 2-back set. Give is to Leggett off right tackle. Missed tackle. Missed tackle, and he advances the ball to.
He had the first down anyway.
He did, but the ball was taken out to the 25-yard line. Clock stopped, 1:26 remaining in the second quarter, with East Bladen holding that 20-14 lead. South Columbus driving here. So there a couple missed tackles like you talked about. I'm seeing a couple missed assignments.
Yeah, there's a timeout, East Bladen. That's a good timeout by Robbie Priest. Adonis Avery, he's only a sophomore, and of course, Leggett is a big-time player, and he's hard to bring down, but he would have got the first down anyway, just ended up getting 10 more yards because of the missed tackle. So here it is.
Yardage matters here. I mean, he had the first down, but, I mean, the thing is, you don't need a short field, I mean, because I think some of the things, and we can talk with Ron Daniel, and, we are also, there are people that are posting and commenting. I think we're somewhere above nearly 50 people that have tuned in to this streaming broadcast, Ricky Line One. So
yeah, Ray, you got the score wrong. It's 20-14, sir. 20-14, Ray Sparkman.
That means we got to do our job better, Ricky.
We got the 2-point conversion on the pass Bedsoe to Hines to make it 20-14, Ray. And thank you, Aaron Smith. We love you. And we've had a lot of people
Jeff
here.
Jeff Galls. And Kelly Green keeping us updated. We're also doing some stuff on YouTube. We'll talk about Kelly's contribution to that a little bit later. Thank him very much. So, Robbie Spencer under center. Buffkin. Ball is given to Leggett, going off right in. Adonis Avery took
a late flag. Are they going to call a personal foul there?
Yeah, looks like there may be some sort of personal foul. Maybe personal foul.
You mean
face mask against? Oh, I'm sorry, horse collar. They're calling a horse collar penalty. You don't see that called often.
Yeah, he got to the 21, and they're going to tack on an extra whatever. Would it be half the distance to go to the 10? Yeah, they're going to get it inside the 10 to be first and goal now, right at the 11.
Yeah, just at the 10.5 yard line.
So you can still get the first down. That's a big penalty there.
That really was. 1:20 remaining on the clock. South Columbus driving here just outside the 10-yard line. I think it is important to what you mentioned, Ricky. They can get a first down. Quarterback Robbie Spencer under center. Buffkin single setback. Wings and Bellamy and Leggett. So let's see if East Bladen can tighten up a little bit here and stop the Stallions. Give us to Bellamy going around left tackle. Driving forward, met by a host of Eagles. Looks like he's somewhere around the 5-yard line.
Is he still on his feet? They didn't blow the whistle.
Wow. The ball's ultimately going to be spotted around the 3-yard line.
God.
We're 1 minute remaining in the second quarter. East Bladen 20. And apparently Ray was listening. He updated that thing there for you, Ricky. 55 seconds to go. South Columbus comes up to the line. East Bladen leading 20-14. Ball on the 3-yard line. Buffkin and Leggett behind Spencer. Give us to Leggett around right in. He's met by Adonis
Robinson.
Avery. That's I'm sorry, you're
Robinson.
right. B.J. Robinson,
What
Adonis Avery, Xavier Wooten, all underclassmen, Ricky.
Wow, that Robinson impressed me. I can't wait to see Bernard tomorrow, the father. He was a great athlete for East Bladen.
Timeout. Coach Russell Dove and South Columbus take a timeout. 4-yard loss on that play. Ball moved back to the 7. Is going to bring up 3rd and 6 with 39 seconds to go.
And Russell Dove, I think that's his first timeout. He probably got 2 more in the bank.
Yeah, he's got 2 first charge timeout. So really no need to rush with 39 seconds here.
But that was a big-time play by, you're right, underclassmen. Even, you're right, Adonis Avery came back from his from from his blunder a few plays ago to get in on the tackle with Robinson. Two little guys that
big hearts.
Yeah, I tell you bring that guy down, and so that's a big time play there. But it's still plenty of time. Plenty of. But that sure does feel better. A 3rd and 7 sure feels better than a 2nd and 2.
Right. I think the thing was, Ricky, and he was disciplined. He didn't overrun the play. He broke down, made contact, slowed Leggett down, because Leggett is a tough guy to tackle. We can see why he has 2,000 yards. But
and these kids try, and we're not.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's really you got to give credit to these players that. Like Leggett. Here we go.
3rd and 6. Spencer under center. Leggett in motion. He gets the carry off right tackle again. Inside the.
Oh gosh, he just bowled his way in.
Yeah, they have found a weakness on the left side of that East Bladen defense.
Touchdown.
Leggett took that jet sweep and scored over the right side. He got pushed into the end zone by his teammates.
He had plenty of blocking too, and they just pile drived in there. So South Columbus takes the lead.
20-20.
Well, no, it's 18. It should be 24-20, right?
No, it was 20-14 plus the 6 makes it 20-20. And extra point pending.
You're right.
By Alfonso Pantaleon.
You're exactly right. 20-20. My math is not too good tonight.
So I'm going to tell you, South Columbus running a late player on. They got a little bit of confusion. One on, one off.
They may have. They got plenty. 7 seconds on the play clock here.
There's the snap. There's the spot. Pantaleon kicks.
Ooh, it looks wide left.
And it's good.
Whoa.
It is good. Coaches talk to special teams. So a razor's edge here. South Columbus 21, East Bladen 20, 34 seconds remaining in the first half. Referee's having a little huddle there. I don't know if they're talking about.
We don't have. Well, looks like we have an angle. I don't know, Joe. It looked like a cook.
I'll tell you what I was looking at, Ricky. Was the people are the people that were standing behind, and if they're like the folks on the northern end, nobody down there seemed to get really excited. But hey,
okay,
the call is the call.
Oh yeah, and it's probably a good call. It's probably a good call.
It is the call. We'll say that. We're not going to criticize officials, but
I thought
the South Columbus faithful did not get
they had to rush there, and I thought Russell Dove should have called a timeout there to just kind of settle things down because he kicked the ball with like 2 seconds left on the clock. Of course, even with the 5-yard delay penalty, that happened earlier, and he kicked extra point from further out.
But there is still 34 seconds remaining.
Dan, it was not East Carolina.
All right, we're still having fun on the Bladen Sports Network. Pantaleon is getting ready to boot the ball. Ethan and Ian Hines back deep. Need a good return here, Ricky, to set up a short field. Little pooch kick.
You better get that ball.
Fair catch was called by Xavier Wooten. Fumbles the ball out of bounds. But East Bladen does maintain possession. And, Ricky, they get the ball on the 47-yard line. So, 34 seconds remaining. I can promise you Coach Robbie Priest is not taking a knee in these 34 seconds with the ball being in a really good field position. 48-yard line is where the Eagles will take over. So,
that's that.
And he still has 2 timeouts. So, plenty of time here to try to get some additional points.
Well, Dan Beiser's here. We need to get him up here. Yeah, I thought he went to
Mount
I
Airy.
don't blame him for not going to Mount Airy.
All right. East Bladen has 4 people set wide to the right, 1 set wide to the left. Bedsoe throws
a
lateral pass to Ethan Hines, who drops it, picks it back up. Loss of 5 on the play, 26 seconds to go.
I don't know about this, Joe. I don't like that
timeout.
play.
We have a timeout. I'm assuming East Bladen here. Loss of 5 on the play. Ricky takes the ball back to a loss of 4. Takes the ball back to the 44-yard line. I think it was supposed to have been like a bubble screen, but it just didn't work out like they wanted.
That's a dangerous
because
call.
It was a lateral.
Oh yeah, it definitely was a lateral because we're right. We got a bird's eye view right here, don't we, Jay? Right where the ball
do.
is.
We're on the 45-yard line, but we've got. You're right, Ricky. But
it's a good thing Hines picked the ball up because it wouldn't have been an incomplete pass. It would have been a fumble. But he did, and who cares if he lost 4 yards there? He got the ball back, and East Bladen may want to consider if I threw the ball, I'd certainly throw it downfield. I wouldn't do that.
Right, and so I wouldn't. I'll be surprised if they don't take a shot deep here to try to do something. Get some one-on-one. I tell you, with either of the Hinds, I'll take my chances with them going one-on-one against somebody. You know, the goal was to spread folks out on that. Had 5 wideouts on that particular play. So,
boy, that used to be the big play 10, 15 years ago, and was it Saquon Johnson? I believe Saquon Johnson that lateral pass, and boy, I tell you, 9 times out of 10 he gained 20 to a lot of times touchdowns on that play.
All right, Bedsole under center, one back behind him. Bedsole drops back, throws the long pass down the right. Ethan High. Oh, he had it on his fingertips. He was a step behind Bellamy, he unfortunately dropped it. But I'm gonna tell you,
wow, that
beautiful throw by Bedsole.
Yeah, that was absolutely a great pass by Quentin Bedsole, and and good coverage too.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly Jones, letting us know we have 45 listeners. Folks, we really do thank you for this. We'll run back through that list of people that we want to thank at halftime. Ricky, we're going to try to maybe get a halftime guest up here. But we still got 17 seconds to play. South Columbus leading 21-20 here in the second quarter. Bedsole comes back in.
I tell you that was a beautiful pass, and God, one. But that would have been a tough catch, but it was right there.
All right, give is to Xavier Wooten up the middle, gain of about 3 on the play. He's chopped down at about the original line of scrimmage. Game clock, it's 4th down now, is 5.
It's going to run out here.
And they call timeout with 2 seconds remaining, 4th down and 10.
East Bladen called a timeout?
It's hard to tell. They're not really signaling.
They did. East Bladen timeout. Wow.
All right. But makes sense. I'd expect to see that fly pattern here again, try to get a defensive pass interference. The half would not end on that. Unfortunately, if they pick it off, maybe you got them pinned back deep and they don't run it 80 or 90 yards. But I'm going to tell you, been a really entertaining half of football, Ricky. We haven't been able to keep stats. We'll get Ron Daniels' thoughts on that.
And I got my own Dan Beiser, the sports editor, the news reporter in Whiteville, who has been our guest for years up here. And I really thought I tried to get a hold of him today, and maybe he will come up here. But anyway, that would be interesting. But we got Ron Daniel, and we want to thank Gordon Kinlaw for being here with us too.
We're in the press box. Gordon's outside in the cold shooting the video.
Yeah.
And we've got cords and microphones, and we've got laptops and audio boards and cell phones. Guys, it's a potpourri of stuff that we have here. We hope you're enjoying it. We hope we're bringing you something that you want to hear here on Bladen County Sports. Ricky Limewine, Joe Melvin, Bladen Sports Network. We have 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Let's see if East Bladen tries to go for the home run ball here. Bedsole under center, and we have a timeout. South Columbus, a little gamesmanship here.
We wanted to see what kind of offensive formation East Bladen was in, and Russell Dove didn't want to take any chances, and that's what a good coach does.
Well, they don't give you extra credit for keeping timeouts going into the half and at the end of the game.
Yeah, you if you don't use them, you waste them. So here we are, and which was a pretty quick game, 8:30. So it's been about an hour here, so that's not bad. Usually on these passing games, but this has been a run attack most of it.
And we've got a score update. We used to get a lot from Case, but Kelly Jones, gentleman here in Tabor City area, has really helped us out, and thank you so much, Kelly, for what you've done. Maybe a surprise to some people. Let's give you an update on the other game in this bracket. Edenton leads Northeastern 13-7. I think Northeastern was about a 2-touchdown favorite.
Well, they were hit. Yeah, and Edenton Holmes is one that eliminated East Bladen last year. Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, but good luck trying to go to Edenton Holmes and broadcast over there. You know what happened to us last year.
All right. Well, we still got 2 seconds remaining in the first half here, and Bladen Sports Network has been a lot of places and got a lot of stories. But
yes, we do, and
but we are glad to be here in South Columbus here
where
tonight.
We've been welcoming Kelly. We really appreciate him, and he's been a friend for this whole year, and we appreciate him.
All right, Bedsole drops back. Pumps, he throws the ball over the middle. Xavier Wooten with the catch at about the 34-yard line, but time has run out. So, a missed kick PAT for East Bladen, and then they had to go for 2, and they didn't get that, but they did make another PAT, a couple PATs later. So at a halftime, we have South Columbus 21, East Bladen 20. So we got about a 15-minute halftime here. And but once again, we're going to have Ron Daniel make some comments here. I don't know if you want to step out and talk to Dan. We can talk about the other games that are going on because there are.
I'm going to try to find Dan Beiser if that's okay. And Ron, you want to take this, and I'll and you guys can review this, and we'll go from there.
All right. So we haven't been keeping stats, but from what I can recall, Ron, about on the third play of the first South Columbus drive, they scored a touchdown. East Bladen turns around on the fourth play of their drive and scores a touchdown. But isn't able to match them because the PAT is blocked. South Columbus comes down. East Bladen stops them on 4 downs. East Bladen gets the ball, then they have to punt. Then the teams trade touchdowns again. Then East Bladen pulls ahead. And then South Columbus with a run by Leggett there at the end comes back. Extra point is good. And they lead at the half, 21-20. Is it what you expected in the smash mouth run football, or is there you seeing something that surprises you, Ron?
Yes, it is. It's been a hard-nosed game, and the thing that's been a little surprising for me on both sides is both defenses have had the offensive 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, and then they come back and make a first down. So there's nothing that no trick plays out there. It's just been line up, run it forward, and see who can knock each other down, Joe.
Yeah, so I think it's been, for the most part, what folks have figured. I think both teams have done a really good job of managing the clock and staying true to who they are. I tell you, first time since early in the season watching Leggett run, and I tell you, once he gets that foot planted run on the jet sweep and he turns it up, he's not a big guy, but he's hard to bring down.
Joe, after seeing the first game, he looks much improved. It looks like a totally different guy. He has, I heard you a while ago, said he has the patience, and when he does have the patience to find that hole, he turns it on, and he's fast. One of the Hines twins a while ago just barely did catch him, and he just barely did. So he has some speed on him, and I don't think you consider him small, Joe, but he's probably close to 5'11", probably about 190. I mean, he's a good size young.
They got him 6'1", 185.
Okay, but he's a good size young, what I'd call a good size young, and look at him from up here. So,
but so let's look at East Bladen for a little bit. I mean, it looks like on sometimes on the outside the tackles, do you think it's maybe bad angles, maybe some missed tackles? What are you seeing that are kind of adjustments? I'm not going to say problems, but adjustments that East Bladen needs to make to sort of bottle up these South Columbus runners?
Well, South Columbus is setting up their plays. They'll run that sweep jet, and then the next thing you know, they look like they're running it, but they're running off tackle. Mm-hmm. And so they've got to make some kind of adjustment to be able to determine where the play's going quicker. Now, here again, we've got to remember these are high school young men, and they are playing great football on both sides. And so
good, clean, hard hitting. Only just a handful of penalties, but as you said, not a lot of no trash talking going on out there. They're both products of their coaches, and both class programs, and you love to see that kind of a hard football game that people aren't pushing and shoving and talking.
I know, and the people who are not here, you see opposing players helping each other up and patting each other on the back, telling each other about a good play there, Joe. So both these teams respect each other, and that's what you really like to see in high school athletics.
All right, got a couple scores here. Want to run by you and get your input on these. Wallace Rose Hill, I mean, we've seen them leading Lakewood 28-0. Does that come as a surprise, or?
I'm just surprised it's not more.
Okay, I don't think there's much more to be said about that. Ricky Lywan agrees on that. The game. Well, let me get to the game. Will be of local interest for folks here. Whiteville made a long trip to Mount Airy. Mount Airy leads that game 17-0 against Whiteville. Little surprise in that, guys?
That is not. Mount Airy is a class program, and in 1A they have for years. If they have not dominated, they've been near the top. So, and then they're playing at home also.
Right, and the ghost of Andy Griffith is with Mount Airy right now.
The ghost of Andy Griffith, and the winner of this game, either South Columbus or East Bladen, well, I'm not going to say they've got to travel because I got to tell you the score first. Northeastern is the higher seed, but at the half, Edenton Holmes leads Northeastern 13-7. Ron, I know you know a lot about that part of the state.
Yes.
Your thoughts, sir?
Well, look at it two different ways.
Thanks for those scores, Ricky Limewine and
if
South Columbus staff.
If South Columbus wins, whoever wins it's coming here.
Right.
If East Bladen wins, no matter which of those two teams win, we're going there.
Yeah.
So, but Edenton Holmes is from a little town of Edenton, a historic town, beautiful little town.
Used to live there, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I did. Several years, got a bunch of great friends up there, and that's a rivalry up there just as much as South Columbus and East Bladen is in this part of the state, sir.
Well, I tell you, it'd be we know that one of these Southeast North Carolina teams is going to be in that game, whether that game is held here in Vinegar Hill or somebody's got to make a trip to Edenton. Somebody's getting on a bus and going a long way one way or the other.
That is true.
And we're hoping it's the guys in white and blue over there, not the guys in black and white that are over here in South Columbus. But has been a really good football game. So you have those folks playing. Whiteville, unfortunately, trailing Mount Airy right now. Wallace Rose Hill leading Lakewood. South Columbus leading East Bladen 21-20. And there's some other games throughout southeastern North Carolina. But, to see that amount of teams in southeastern North Carolina still playing, Ron, first week of December, third round of the playoffs. I think there's always this battle between the East and the West, but I'm going to tell you, a lot of good high school football has been played here in southeastern North Carolina and eastern North Carolina.
You're exactly right, Joe. And this game is what I would have expected. I was out of town most of the latter part of the week, and I knew if I didn't get here to see the fourth quarter, that might just be the winning drive. And here again, That's just what we've seen tonight. Whoever has the ball last may be the winner of this game.
Well, I agree with you, Ron. I think that's the way that this thing is shaping up here. Extra points are going to matter. 2-point conversions are going to matter. I don't know that each team is going to. I think the punting games and field position, if I remember correctly, no turnovers.
I was just getting ready to mention that, and it's been a good, clean game. The field is in great shape. There's no moisture on the field whatsoever. So, if there is going to be a fumble, is it going to be because of a miscue or just a good hit, Joe?
Okay. Well, that's Ron Daniels' expert opinion. We're giving Ricky Limewine a little break there. Once again, this is the Bladen Sports Network's first streaming of audio. The video of this game, Gordon Kinlaw, you got the icicles off you, Gordon? He can't speak, he can only nod. But
I was just listening to you guys on the telephone just now. I mean, on the sounds good. It sounds
might
good.
Be the future of the Bladen Sports Network. We got an update. Thank you. 21-7 Edenton at the half. I mean, still a lot of football to be played in that rivalry game. How great is it that it's two rivalry games, Ricky? Remember, this becomes a conference game next year with the realignment of that new 10-team conference. So these guys are going to face each other. Really looking forward to that. Folks, we're going to try as hard as we can to get back on. It may be Facebook. It may be streaming audio and video. It could be a radio station full-time, part-time. But I guarantee you, we thank you for all the people that have come up, Rick. I know you got them too. Man, are you guys going to be able to broadcast this year?
I didn't realize we were so popular.
I think the network's popular. I don't know about me, but I'll take that. But we need to go back and thank folks again. Now, like I say, this idea, and I tell people that I've talked to where this idea happened, Ricky. I was sitting in church last Sunday. Coach Robbie Priest was sitting in the pew behind me, and I had this, I guess, divine intervention revelation that I wanted to try something crazy. God said, go forth and be crazy. So I started on this conversation and had reached out to Charlotte Smith, and she very graciously agreed to help guide us because I can tell you, you and I, we've talked with Robert Hester. The technology is a little beyond us, but, I mean, we got more technology than a Radio Shack in here. And I tell you, from what people have said, people are listening, people are enjoying. We hope you are. Gordon's here with us. He's out there in the cold. He's shooting the video with the audio that Gordon is shooting because there's a lapel mic right in front of Ricky and myself. Well, that'll get uploaded sometime tonight or tomorrow morning because you can't show it while the game is going on. But we need to thank them. As I said, AD Patty Evers at East Bladen, Coach Robbie Priest at East Bladen, Robert Hester providing some inspiration and guidance to continue for the Bladen Sports Network to move forward. Willie Gore, the AD here, fantastic job. Had several conversations with him. Just a super nice fellow. Coach Russell Dove, Sonny Jones, who we've got a call and report to. He's doing his broadcasting job. And also a big thanks to Kelly Jones as well for providing a lot of fantastic audio equipment here. Bladen Online providing theirs. Charlotte and New York doing some great stuff on a mission trip up there. And so we're very thankful for what Bladen Online does, what they're doing for us. And, you know, hey, if we're playing next Friday, maybe we're having the same conversation next week about how we do this from a long way away. But hopefully, Ricky Limewine, you're enjoying it. We got a lot of people listening, a lot of people following. Post your comments. You don't need to comment to us. I mean, if you enjoy it, thank Charlotte Smith for providing the medium. Thank you, Kelly Jones, for helping us get it up there and to give people the opportunity, because we've probably got, what, Ricky, 70, 75 fans over there maybe. So it means there's a lot of people still an hour away from here that couldn't make the trip that hopefully will go on and watch this game tomorrow where the audio and the video are synced. But
and there's a lot of people that even work on the second shifts, they go in at 4 o'clock and get off at midnight, and they when they're working, they listen to the radio, and a lot of people do that on all that. I've heard that 100 times this fall, Joe. And people came in, and of course we miss Robert Hester, Dan Allen. Didn't particularly like Dan Allen's comment a while ago, but Dan's my buddy, you know.
Guys, and we've always joked about it. You guys had no clue what we talked about during timeouts. We had a lot of fun.
We can't do it here because we can't even take a break.
Because I can tell you, at 6:45 tonight, Gordon said, when you walk through that door, be careful because you're live. Be careful what you say.
I was surprised Gordon warned me, because Gordon usually likes to play tricks on me, but he did warn me. He said, you're live in there. Okay, I said, okay, thank you, Gordon.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. We still got a half of football. I mean, we've talked about all this other stuff. We do have those scores. Whiteville was trailing to Mount Airy. Wallace Rose Hill was up big on Lakewood. And the surprise, at least from my perspective, what was it, 21-7?
21-7 now.
And I think Ron's got something for us here.
Clinton is ahead. Clinton's behind 7-0.
Clinton is behind 7-0.
That must be the first minute of the game.
Halftime. So, wow.
Well, you know, Ron mentioned something earlier. You know, we were talking about East Bladen's defense is not quite what the offense is, but he did mention that if East Bladen did have a shining moment, it was East Bladen holding Skinner. And that game could have gone either way, and they held them. I think the score ended. What was it, Joe? 21. It was a low scoring game on a high powered offense of Clinton, and you would have thought East Bladen could have. That was their stepping stone to go forward, and the defense. But tonight, holding South Columbus to 21 points in the first half after scoring 75 last week against Fairmont. That's a blessing. Yeah, well, no doubt about that. And but this has been a big-time ball game, and I mean it's close, and it should be close. And the 21-20, and it could go either way.
Well, you know, the thing that East Bladen may have in their favor, Ricky, is the fact that they went into overtime last week. They played a game last week that was neck and neck, and
on the road too.
On the road in South Columbus, the last two games they've just basically had blowouts. So, going down to the wire might be an advantage to East Bladen in this game.
Well, that's a good point, Ron. And, you want these close games. And somebody told me when Carolina lost to Indiana the other night, they said, well, that's going to be good for them. You know, that was like almost a Cameron Indoor Stadium crowd, and they're going to be ready. But I still can't believe Roy Williams put 3 freshmen in the game in the first half at the same time and left them in there for 5 minutes. Sorry about that, Roy. But anyway, let's get back to football before I get in trouble. They may take the Rams Club away from me.
Hey, let me get those tickets to that Las Vegas event between Carolina and Kentucky first.
Okay. Oh, that's over there in Vegas, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
No, I hear you. I got the Radford game if you want that one Sunday. But anyway, we're having a good time. But this is, both teams want to win this game. And like you said, Jay, these two teams are back in the Waccamaw. I don't know if it's going to be called the Waccamaw Conference, but it's back. They're, what is it, a 10-team league?
Somebody said call it the Big Ten.
The Big Ten.
I thought it was
How about
9
that?
teams.
10 teams.
Okay.
But another thing that, Ron, that's going to help East Bladen, those close games and overtime, playing on the road. But they've had, when you play Clinton and Wallace Rose Hill in that conference, that 4-county conference, Clinton and Wallace Rose Hill were 2 big-time schools, 2 football teams. They played Clinton, a really good team. Really good game. Wallace Rose Hill was a little bit, they were a little off there.
The score didn't really indicate the game because I think Wallace Rose Hill had 390 yards, but East Bladen had close to 375 yards.
Wow.
So yardage-wise, just one miscue, busted play.
They played teams as good as South Columbus, and of course
yes.
they played South Columbus too.
Right.
So East Bladen's always had a tough schedule at the beginning of the year, and of course Laney went on to have a really good year this year. And that was the 4 losses: Wallace Rose Hill, South Columbus, Clinton, and Wallace Rose Hill.
Right.
So those are four pretty good teams that a lot of people are going to lose to.
Oh yes.
Now, who were the 2 teams that South Columbus lost to this year?
They lost to Wallace Rose Hill.
Oh, they are
big
they
time.
Did. And then I think West Brunswick too.
Yes, and West Brunswick was pretty strong in 3A.
Which is a 3A team.
Right. They were. I think they were number 1 in 3A ranked. So.
Ron, East Bladen gets the ball to start the second half. They kick to open the game. What do you expect to see? Like, see anything different, or what would, and also what would you like to see from East Bladen on this opening drive?
I really don't expect to see anything different. I think they will run the ball. They will not take any risk because I feel like that East Bladen's coaches feel like they can score. The only thing that I will feel like they will be trying to make changes will be on defense. So just try to stop South Columbus.
Well, I see Dan Beiser on the sidelines there, but maybe we can get him. Maybe we can get him after the ball game. How about that? Are we going to shut it down?
You trust me.
Whatever.
What I was told is to bring everything that looks electronic and anything that's got a black cord to it. That is my job. If it's a colored cord, so Kelly, we're going to do our best.
So we're gonna break it all down later on.
Yes, our responsibility to break it all down. Ray Sparkman, we do appreciate the kind words about the crew here. And he is asking that Ricky and I get up and do the jump around because we're all Tar Heels.
But I tell you, if I was outside in this cold weather wearing a nice warm press box, I'd be jumping around out there just to keep warm.
I can jump around, but my hip ain't going to like it too much tomorrow. So anyway.
Okay, so East Bladen, good point. East Bladen will get the ball first. Now here we go as we start.
21-20.
Right.
And Alfonso Pantaleon will he is a 5'11", 165-pound senior that's going to kick off. Ethan and Ian High. Strange formation, all shifted over to one side.
And I'm surprised they're not back further because last time they kicked it.
He had the pooch kick.
Oh, I see.
And there
now.
it goes again. Ball travels to Ian Hines at the 29-yard line.
Flag.
And, wow, everybody just stopped. I didn't see the flag, but everybody.
Did he call a fair catch?
Well, apparently either his knee was down or because he had some running room, Ricky. So I'm not
what in the world?
exactly sure what happened there. But Eagles are going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line. That was odd. Apparently everybody on the field, and it's hard for us. We got headphones on, so we couldn't hear the whistle.
I just can't believe he, maybe. I didn't see his knee go down, but maybe he called it. I can't imagine him calling a fair catch either. But regardless, he's playing 1st and 10 and 29.
Bedsole under center, Xavier Wooten and Xavier McCoy Xavier Wooten surges forward just over the 30-yard line, gain of about 2 on the play. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
They tried that play. That's the play they've been getting yardage on, but South Columbus made some adjustments, and they stopped them there.
Well, if you notice, Ricky, South Columbus has got 9 people within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, so they're going to try to contain the speed of getting around. So maybe that's an adjustment. So we'll see if East Bladen makes some comparable adjustments.
And keep your eyes on Seth Buffkin. He's the middle linebacker there, number 40.
All right. Bedsole under center. Gets the snap, handed to Xavier McDowell. Bulling his way forward over the 35-yard line, met by a host of black jerseys there for South Columbus. So, Ricky, first big third down of the second half for East Bladen, 3rd down and 4 on their 35-yard line, trailing 21-20. 11 minutes to go here, just starting the third quarter. So, but this kind of feels like a big third down play too, to sort of sustain this drive and to keep South Columbus on their heels a little bit and try to get back on the top of the score.
Yeah, I agree with that. So.
Two backs there. Give is to Xavier Wooten, and he gets stopped after a 1-yard gain. Ball's on the 36 is going to bring up 4th and 3 from the 36. And
those were 3 very conservative calls there. The Hines boys were not in the backfield. They were on both wings there, so they're going to have to punt the ball here. 4th down.
Probably not the start that they really want. Like I say, a little bit conservative on the play calling. Pierce Melvin drops back in deep formation. South Columbus is expecting a fake. They don't have anybody back whatsoever.
I doubt if they fake this. Oh, a high snap.
Ball is snapped over his head. Can he get it off? And he does, and gets a spiral off.
Let it roll,
Ricky,
baby.
that rolls.
Oh, man, what a play by
to
Pierce
the
Melvin.
42-yard line. I tell you, that boy must have good genes, Ricky. That's all. That ball was snapped over his head to the 10, and he punted the ball 48 yards to the 42-yard line of South Columbus. That could have been a disaster.
That could have been. Let me brag on him here. I know that's your boy there, but
that's his mom's boy.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was a key play. That ball was Wilt Chamberlain couldn't have caught that ball. But Pierce went and got it and turned around and kicked it, a spiral too, of all things, and they let it roll. And boy, I tell you, that could have been something else. So it ended up being probably about a 30-yard kick, but it was like 60 yards instead of 30. But that does put the ball back in there.
Call Larry Fedora for me. Tell him he needs to come on down here.
I'll tell you. I hear you.
But anyway,
so that they get the ball. No, East Bladen's got the ball. What's going on here, Joe?
I have no clue, Ricky. I was so busy talking about my own son.
I know.
Okay.
Missed that one, but East Bladen retains possession. Must have been a personal foul to give them a first down.
Well,
roughing the kicker.
Roughing the kicker, which I thought after that ball he has to run and chase it and loses that pocket. But anyway, hey, we'll take it. Ball's on the 46, a gain of 3 on the play.
Regardless
we're going to get ourselves back together here in a minute, Ricky.
I was excited about your son there.
Well, so was I. 2nd and 3, ball on the 46-yard line of South Columbus. East Bladen maintained possession. Huge play there. Let's see if they can capitalize now. Snap to Bedsole. Give is to Ethan Hines. He cuts it back, makes 2 guys miss. Can he stay on his feet? Yes, and he gets down to the 36-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Joe, he broke 2 tackles there.
Right.
And he should have been stopped in the line of scrimmage. But that's another first down for East Bladen.
Right. And he hadn't been able to break those big runs tonight like he has most of the year, Ricky. But I'm going to tell you, he is that one step. And if he can do that, good things can happen. But does move the ball to the 36-yard line for an Eagle first down. Churning the clock, just under 9 minutes to go. South Columbus leads 21-20 here in the third quarter. Xavier McDowell is a single setback, 2 wings. Xavier Wooten goes in motion, gives it to McDowell. And I tell you, he is met by 32 South Columbus defenders, and his helmet comes off. So he's going to have to come out for a play. No gain on the play, but I tell you, Ricky, at the end of that play, 9 people were in on that tackle for South Columbus.
Yeah, they're going to have to just kind of open it up a little bit because they're daring East Bladen to throw the ball.
Well, they are. James Higgins comes in for Xavier McDowell. Bedsole over there talking to Coach Robbie Priest, sprinting back to the huddle here. So 2nd down and 10, ball on the South Columbus 36-yard line. It will be interesting to see if they do open that up just a little bit and find a way to get over the top. Give this to Xavier Wooten, and I tell you, South Columbus has just decided you're not going to throw. We're going to send the house to try to stop you.
And that's what East Bladen's going to have to do on the other end on defense, the same thing.
Right. Ball was up at the 34-yard line, so we have a 3rd down and 7, Ricky. Appreciate the comments coming in at the half. As we mentioned, Edenton leads Northeastern 21-7. We're over 50 people listening, and thank you, Dan Allen, for the compliment that things are sounding nicely over here. But big third down situation, 3rd and 7 here at the 33-yard line, Ricky. Xavier Wooten in motion, give this to Ethan Hines.
Trap.
And reverse trap, and great blocking out there by his brother, Ian Hines. And I tell you, he was at one step, but he's down to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Eagles, I tell you, that's been the bread and butter play, that inside trap coming back across.
A little misdirection, and that's what you just can't just power it every time. You got to have some misdirections and, like I said, the traps and all that. And that inside the nine, that's a big third down play, and that was 3rd and long too. So 19-yard line.
Good job by the line of holding those blocks, allowing that play to materialize there.
You got to get the ball to your money player, and that's the Hines.
Yeah, full house backfield here in the wishbone. Give it to Ethan Hines for a stop, but it looks like we're probably going to have a procedure penalty against the Eagles. You got to be set 1 full second before the snap, and so we got they call it an illegal shift is what he calls it, Ricky. But I tell you, it feels like a big penalty, even though it's 5 yards on first down, because things just seem to be going your way, and now that's going to push that ball back to the 24.
Yeah, that's you don't want to start there. So it'd be 1st and 15 now instead of 1st and 10. Back, like you said, back at the 24-yard line.
Okay, so we know. I think this is definitely 4-down territory here, Ricky. Even though they can kick a field goal, but so
7 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Score's the same as it was halftime. 21-20 South Columbus. Another.
Looks like that's probably going to be another procedure penalty. That just didn't look right from the start there. So now you had 1st and 10 at the 19. Now you're 1st and 20 back at the 29. You know, played extremely well without the lack of penalties in the first half. This has been 2 very crucial penalties here. When you're down by 1, these are the kind of penalties that make you change what you need to do on offense here now. Now maybe that'll be the impetus to get them to throw the ball, Ricky, to spread it out a little bit. Ian Hines goes wide right. Xavier McDowell is a single setback, 2 wings in the formation. Bedsole drops back to pass. He throws to Michael Walter. Great catch by Michael Walter inside the 20-yard line, back to an 11-yard gain, Ricky. So that's going to bring
back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, plus 1 more yard. So
right.
Man, we almost lost a very expensive iPhone here, but Ricky Line 1 caught it.
I caught it. I caught it just as Wanda Britt said. Great job, guys.
She was telling you a great job of catching it. But we thank you for that, Wanda. So now, much more manageable 2nd and 9, Ricky. That was a huge pass play.
I tell you, Bedsole can really strike it. I tell you, he can really hit the ball.
I mean, look at the way South Columbus is just sending 9, 10 men at the snap, Ricky. So gain of maybe 1 on the play is going to bring up 3rd down and about 8 yards to go from the 17-yard line. So,
Joe, if you're in Pierce Melvin's field goal range right there too, just in case they don't make it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to consider in a 1-point game here because you need points on this drive.
Absolutely.
So Bedsole's coming back to the huddle with the play. Ball's firmly on the 17-yard line, 3rd and 7. Ian Hines comes wide left. Xavier McDowell single setback. Ethan Hines comes in motion. There's the give to him. Can he get when he cuts it back? Cuts back left and dives forward to about the the 10.
That's close.
And that's going to bring up a 4th and 1, Ricky. A great job of jumping over some people. He thought he was going wide, saw a little gap right there in the middle.
Kind of looked like a Leggett play where he kind of just hesitated and found his holes, just picking his holes. And so they're going to go for it here, 4th and right at the 20-yard line, 10-yard line. They got to get to the 9.
All right.
This is the big one here, boys.
Full house, wishbone backfield. I bet. So South Columbus, if they send, ball is given to Hines. He breaks free. He was stopped at the line of scrimmage and kicked it wide, Ricky, and went untouched. I thought they had him tackled for a loss there.
Right, into the end zone, touchdown. Wow.
Yeah, and so a touchdown. They go up 26-21. You got to go for the 2 here to push it to a 7-point game.
That's
so
right.
once again,
26.
it's amazing how that one missed kick, Ricky, has led to this whole stream of having to go for
decisions. Yeah, that's right. But boy, getting back to that play, it was Ethan Hines, right?
Ethan Hines, yes, sir.
Hines, and he was close to the first down, but they didn't wrap around, and he just slid to the left side and just waltzed his way into the end zone untouched.
Bledsoe with a pass. There's a flag. Pass is short, but we do have a flag on the play.
Well, that was one of those passes you're rolling out to the left on a right-handed passer, and that's always difficult.
Yeah, so there's a penalty.
It's on East Bladen.
Just declined because they did not make so. 4:30 remaining in the third quarter. 26 for East Bladen, 21 for South Columbus. But, you know, what we thought was a great 60-yard punt turned into a roughing the passer, which gave them new life. 2 penalties that we thought were really going to stymie them, Ricky. But that is the way you wanted to come out in the first half, drive down.
And not only that,
you take the lead.
And this, it chewed up, Joe, over 7 minutes of clock.
7.5 minutes of clock.
South Columbus, believe it or not, has not touched this ball here in the second half. I mean, it's hard to believe. But I'm sorry we missed that great punt and whatever happened on that. And Gordon Kinlaw, thanks to him, he said it was roughing the kicker. And like he said, Pierce made just a wonderful play to even get to the ball, and then he kicked it, and I didn't see. Maybe they roughed him after he kicked the ball. You know, I'm thinking maybe they as a personal foul. Anyway, East Bladen now leads 26-21, and boy, that would have been nice to get that 2-point conversion there.
Well, it would have. A score update from Kelly Jones. Northside 14, Clinton 7.
That's a surprise. They said it was 7-0 at half in favor of Northside. They played earlier in the year, and Clinton clobbered them.
Yeah. Kickoff by Wooten sends it. It looks, is it going to stay him out? No, goes out of bounds at about the 23-yard line.
Right at Robbie Priest, and he did not like that at all.
No, and which will give South Columbus the option of taking that ball at the 35-yard line if they don't want it to be
they're going to have him to kick it again. How about that?
I think that's a statement to be made right there, that I think that, Leggett and Bellamy can do something special with this thing. So I think Xavier Wooten just missed it a little bit. I'd love to see him put it out the back of the end zone again.
Well, that's what Robbie wants to see him to do here. And
maybe he was trying to kick it to Robbie over there.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, you got you got number 7, Traquan Bellamy, way back now. Now, where's Leggett?
He's in front of him on about 28.
He thinks he's going to cut it. Now, this is you certainly don't want
there's a lot of space if you can drop that ball around the 20-yard line.
It'd be nice if he could drop it to the left side over here. There's nobody over there.
And he toes it, and it goes down to about the 20-yard line, right there in the corner. Can they pin him in? No,
Bellamy. Oh, my goodness, he's loose.
3 missed tackles by East Bladen. He's still on his feet at the 41-yard line. And Coach Robbie Priest is running down there. He wants a call. Was there a fumble? Okay, not really sure. Coach Robbie Priest came sprinting down the sidelines. Thank you, Carol Harden, for the nice comment of great broadcasting of game. We appreciate everybody listening in. Thank you for all the comments. Please tune in tomorrow to see the video audio component. Ball, Ricky, that was a 40-yard return.
Yeah,
they had him pinned against the side.
Traquan Bellamy, I tell you, he's got some speed too, and a lot of missed tackles there. And that was, I tell you, Coach Russell Dove, with the decision to let them kick again instead of taking the ball at the 35-yard line. That's huge because they added another 20 yards there.
Coach Robbie Spencer, quarterback Robbie Spencer, hand off to Leggett on the jet sweep around the right side. Held them to about 3 yards on that one, which is good yardage for South Columbus, but a good job by East Bladen's defense of holding them to that. So I think after that big kickoff return, East Bladen really needs to make a strong stand here, I believe, Ricky. 2nd down and 7 from the 38-yard line. South Columbus trying to, do what they did so well in the first half, but yet East Bladen leads 26-21. Give it to Leggett around the right side again. Tackled by Devontae McKeever.
3 more yards to the 35.
Lockheed Lassane was also in on the tackle, called his names a couple times tonight. But that's what they're picking on over here, where Lockheed Lassane and James Higgins and Devontae McKeever are this right side. But big third down and long 4, short 5, Ricky, just outside the 35-yard line. One player split wide, Bufkin the only back. Robbie Spencer takes the snap, hands to Bellamy on a jet sweep to the left.
Oh, he ran at his own player.
And Ethan Hines grabbed him and
good stop.
throws him down for a 2-yard loss. Ian Hines, Devontae McKeever, Caleb Strait, a whole host. I love to see that gang tackling to push him back. So now, Ricky, 4th and 7 from the 38-yard line.
They'll go for it here, I guarantee you. And look, I tell you, Bellamy, a little jet sweep on that left side, and he actually ran into his own blocker that slowed him down, Luke Herring, number 54. That helped East Bladen there. But you're right, it was gang tackling. This is a big play, 4th down. I don't blame them for going one bit. If you don't make it, it's still, 38-yard line.
It's this kind of game.
Right.
So let's see if they run that jet sweep with Leggett that they've been so successful with. He comes in motion. They fake.
They're
Spencer
passing
drops
it.
back. Long pass. Kyle Tatum. On defense, and the pass is complete at the 10-yard line to number 5, Griffin Hanna.
I tell you, he's tall, too. Griffin Hanna is 6'3". Kyle Melvin is probably
Tatum.
Kyle Tatum, excuse me. Sorry, Kyle. And he just jumped over him and caught the pass.
Well, you say they throw it twice a game, Ricky, and that was huge there.
That was huge. I tell you, it was. And Kyle had him. Kyle was right with him.
That's just a size differential.
The size differential was right.
First down and
Kyle
goal at the 9-yard line.
Hit on the pin. Oh, that's motion. Number 7 moved early for South Columbus.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right in.
Yeah, that's.
Traquan Bellamy moved a little early.
I tell you, that's a huge catch there because it was thrown. I can't believe they don't throw it to that guy more often. 6'3" kid, Griffin Hanna, and Kyle. I mean, Kyle was with him, but it was it was just too high for him to knock it down.
But a good thing, good play action to Bellamy on faking the jet sweep. Ball's moved back to the 14-yard line on that illegal procedure. They were inside it, so it's 1st and goal, Ricky, from the 14.
Right, that's right.
Bufkin is the only back. Bellamy in motion. He gets to carry wide left, and he is hit by Xavier Wooten and also Adonis Avery.
Great pursuit by the East Bladen defense there.
Yeah, ball just inside the 15-yard line now brings up 2nd and goal from about the 14.5. I love the way they flowed and didn't overcommit. And the gang tackling once again.
Yeah. I'm surprised Leggett is not carrying the ball that much. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's 100%. I may be wrong.
He'll probably get it on this on the jet
probably
sweep.
So, yeah. In my big mouth.
Pass it again.
Play
action pass.
Pass it again.
Oh, Devontae McKeever had a chance to get him. And,
wow. Man. Boy, I tell you, Leggett had the ball in his hands and just dropped the ball. And I tell you, that quarterback, maybe they should throw it more often.
Well,
but
Robbie Spencer really extended that play, rolled out. Devontae McKeever had a chance to sack him on about the 20.
Yeah.
Took a bad angle. Spencer got out there. Leggett got free, hit him in the hands. It would have been a tough catch.
It would have been a tough catch.
The back line of the
end zone. But he had plenty of time to throw the ball. Not good pursuit by East Bladen there.
Right.
So here's 3rd and goal from the 14 here. And
so, I mean, this is – you
if
can give them 13 yards.
A field goal will put them within 2 if they don't make it here. But who knows? They'll probably just keep it 4 down territory here.
Leggett goes in motion. And again,
draw.
Draw play to Bufkin.
Oh, man, what a call. Touchdown.
And,
boy, that's a draw to Bufkin who took it right in.
Yeah, 14 yards untouched right down the middle. It was a great play. East Bladen over pursued So, 58 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 58 seconds. Each team had the ball once, Ricky.
I tell you, that was unbelievable how South Columbus, completed that tremendous pass. And then after a couple penalties and this and that, they still found a way to get the ball in the end zone to take the lead back.
Yeah, extra point by DePantalone. And it is split in the uprights, and it is good. So, 58 seconds remaining in the third quarter. South Columbus jumps back up in front, 29-20.
Actually, 28-26.
28-26.
Right.
Okay, so that makes it a that's right, they had 20, so you're right. They're up 2. So, I tell you, we're on these sort of odd point things. And
I mean, you know, these two teams, Joe, are about as evenly matched as I've ever seen. I mean, a play here and a play there, and
right.
I mean, it's just a matter of who's going to have the ball last, maybe.
Right, you're going to have to play this the full 48 minutes.
No doubt about it.
Update from Sonny Jones here. Eatonton Holmes leads Elizabeth City Northeastern 28-7 late in the third quarter. That's a little bit of a surprise there. Thank you, Sonny, for those updates.
That Clinton game is the big surprise, in my opinion. I mean, it's still anybody's game. I believe the last score we had was Jacksonville Northside 14-7 over Clinton. Clinton trailed at halftime 7-0.
All right. The Pantalone, a kick on the ground taken by Xavier Wooten, and he falls to the ground at the 39-yard line. So
I don't know why he does that when he could get another 5-10 yards.
I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you why I think each possession matters, Ricky, because if you're not going to have but potentially another 2 possessions in this football game, and at this rate, that may be all it is for each team.
Probably right.
Unless there's some quick 3-and-outs or something, every play matters. Every drive matters on this. But
now here we go again with what will these play? Are they going to play conservative, or what are they going to do here? Because they've got 8 men in the box here.
Right,
they're tightening up here.
First 10, 39-yard line, single setback. Hines goes in motion, sweep right, and almost tackle for a loss. Now he is, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of East Bladen white jerseys up the field, a lot of black South Columbus jerseys in the backfield, and so that's a loss of 2 yards on the play back to the 37-yard line.
Some of these big players like Caleb Strait, he was up at the 50-yard line blocking.
From update from Kelly Jones, Jacksonville Northside 14, Clinton 7, 6 minutes left in that football game, Ricky.
Ooh, what a shot.
That's going to be a nail-biter much like this one. So let's see. Xavier McDowell, single setback. Ian Hines comes wide. Left, 2 wings in the backfield. Xavier Wooten goes in motion. Here comes Ethan Hines. Picks up 3 on the play, but is grabbed and wrestled down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, big number 78 had him that time. That's Macarius Brunson for South Columbus. Made a good play. Good call there. Two not very conservative calls, and one of them was the sweep, and one of them was the trap, and that's the end of the third quarter, Joe.
Yeah, it is, and so one drive each by each team. East Bladen runs 2 plays, and so that was a pretty quick third quarter there. End of 3. South Columbus 28, East Bladen 26. And so both teams are holding up 4 fingers saying we're going to win the fourth quarter here. And so I agree with like what Ron Daniels said at the beginning of this. You know, it's probably coming down, as you said as well, to who has the ball last.
Yeah,
but you can't. But you don't want to give up quick possession and find yourself more than 1 score behind.
There's been a lot of tremendous conversions when you needed to do that. It happened with East Bladen when they converted a 3rd down or 4th down play, and they did the same thing in this last drive, Ron. Boy, I tell you, that pass they had the 6'3" kid from South Columbus. And Kyle had him covered pretty good, but
yes.
Kyle's only about 5'6", and like Joe said, is about a 9-inch difference, and that quarterback put it right on the money.
Oh, yes, and then he came back with that draw play, just caught everybody off guard.
Oh,
They were looking for the pass, and so
Yep.
Got to mention something, Ricky. Talk about support down here for South Columbus. The winner's half of the half and half is going to be over $880.
Wow. Is it too late to get in that thing?
You better go next door here.
I got to – whoop, wrong pocket. That's my wife's pocket. Anyway, here we go, Joe. We're back to action here.
All right. Bedso gets ready to take the snap here. Toss sweep to Ethan Hines going left. Eludes 1 tackle. But I'm going to tell you, South Columbus is just sending the house, Ricky. And
yeah, they are.
East Bladen's going to have to find a way to get over the top of those first – because if you look, there are literally 8 to 9 players – within 2 to 3 yards of the ball.
I tell you, I've
4th down.
I've liked Quentin Bedso's arm in this game. I mean, he can flat throw the ball and
conservative on a 3rd and 10 play on that. So here another opportunity for a punt here. South Columbus is not dropping anybody back. They'll allow the punt, but they're not going to allow the fake. Ball's caught. Punt goes up in the air, end over end, and that ball hits and rolls inside the 30-yard line. So about a 35, 38-yard punt by Pierce Melvin there. So South Columbus, this is huge. You can't. South Columbus is up 28-26. You can't let them get ahead by more than one score. I mean, you've got to stay that seesaw match back and forth. So
yeah, 7 points to make it a two-possession game. You certainly you don't. And this game has been within a touchdown on both sides. East Bladen did take the lead finally in the third quarter for the first time, but South Columbus by converting that pass and. But this is big right here. Who wants it more? These two teams are very, very equal.
Yeah, and South Columbus is diversifying their offense with passes and draws, and so give is right up the middle to Buffkin. Hit pretty hard after a 5-yard gain. Ball gets out to the 35-yard line. Xavier McDowell on the tackle for the Eagles right there in the middle. But, you wanted to focus on Leggett, then they went to Bellamy, then they went to Buffkin.
They've used all three of their running backs unbelievably, and their quarterback, with the little run they had for the touchdown. And,
absolutely.
And let me tell you something. He put that ball right on the money in that. What was it? A third down conversion, I guess.
Yeah, third down and goal. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, third down from deep back here.
From deep back there, yeah. I mean, it was amazing. Yeah. And
so 2nd and 5 here. South Columbus
comes up. So he's thrown it twice, and that's about what they average in a game.
All right, give us to Buffkin. And
good play, 73.
Lockheed Lassane jumps on his back and rides him down after a 1-yard gain. So, Ricky, 3rd and, well, let's see. They're going to mark it at the 36 or the 37. So they put it at the 36, so it's going to bring up 3rd and a short 4 yards right there. Mm-hmm. Once again, this feels huge of being able for this East Bladen defense to get off this field. And
they use number 3 to bring into plays, Trevor Norris, so they don't run the quarterback crazy.
All right, Robbie Spencer under center. Gives the ball to Leggett going right. His legs are, wow. I thought he was cut down at the line of scrimmage. He gets up to just past the 38-yard line. It is going to be 4th down.
Yeah, now what will they do here? My goodness, 4th and 1 will – I tell you, if
4th and 1 at the 38.5-yard line.
I believe Russell Dove's going to go for it here. This is
I would be prepared to try to be drawn off sides here. So hopefully they won't jump on the cadence here.
Well, I'd sure tighten it up here.
Yeah, you want to do that. I'd surprised see some sort of hard count here. Nope, ball is given to Leggett, and he breaks Bellamy, I'm sorry. And 3 missed tackles by East Bladen. Bellamy gets down to the 41-yard line going off left tackle.
He got 20 on that play, and, of course, he would have got the first down, no doubt about it, but he broke tackles after that. So huge 4th down conversion for South Columbus.
And that's what it takes to win football games like this, Ricky. Ball now on the 42-yard line.
Good call by Russell Dove. I mean, and Robbie Priest would have done the same thing.
Score update. Clinton and Jacksonville Northside now tied at 14. That's got to be very late in that football game. But
wow, and that's at Clinton, too.
Robbie Spencer under center, 1st and 10 at the East Bladen 42-yard line. Give is to Bellamy, and picks up about 4 yards on the play. Tackled by Adonis Avery and Xavier Wooten, but still positive yardage for the Stallions right there. So East Bladen looking for a way to limit these positive yardage plays that South Columbus is having.
Yeah, the clock's running, 8:20 remaining in the ball game now. South Columbus still leads 28-26. Yeah. East Bladen took the lead 26-21 early in the third quarter, and South Columbus took the lead back just a few minutes ago and held East Bladen. Here's South Columbus.
Give it to Buffkin up the middle, just stepping over tacklers.
He's a tough player.
And gets what should be a first down for South Columbus. So I tell you, the other thing to notice too, that play clock is getting inside of 10 seconds every time. Coach Russell Dove in no hurry to get these plays off. Good, solid coaching there. Ball's on the 32-yard line. South Columbus continuing to drive down the field. East Bladen needs a turnover or some big-time play right here to slow down this momentum of South Columbus.
They've held Leggett pretty much intact. It's just the other two players that are really doing well.
Yeah, there's Bellamy diving forward just over the 30-yard line, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 on the play. Clock's now under 7.5 minutes to go. South Columbus leading 28-26.
And they're chewing the clock up, no doubt about it. But, let's see, 28-26, a little over 7 minutes to go, and he's played in, that's a pretty good stop there, only about a 2-yard gain there.
Yeah, play coming in, play clock down to 14 again before the play gets to the huddle. So they're getting right at 5, 6, 7 seconds left on the play clock. So Robbie Spencer hands the ball to Buffkin, and he runs up there, and several missed tackles as Buffkin goes in for a score.
Well, that's 2 scores for Buffkin in the second half, and that's the difference. On the draw play a while ago, and again, a missed tackle, and that puts them up by 8, 34-26. Big extra point attempt right here. Right now it is still a one-possession game, only 8 points.
Still lots of time.
Lots of time, but Buffkin has been a great defensive player, but his offense has been outstanding in this second half. And here's an all-important extra point with 6:48 remaining in the game.
Alfonso de Pantalon. And so who jumped? East Bladen or South Columbus? That'll be interesting. The ball gets pushed back.
Offsides East Bladen, according to the referee. Then they may try to go for 2 here with the ball at the 1-yard line. I'd still kick the extra point,
still
right?
Kick it.
You need that 9 points.
9.
Yeah, you need the 9 points. Right now it's 8.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him decline that penalty and just kick it from where it is, because that's what your normal. You don't want to change.
That's a good point, Joe. You're right. Putting it 1 more yard closer is not going to make a bit of difference. Maybe the State Clemson game the kicker there may disagree with me.
Snap, hold is down, ball is up, and it is perfectly down the middle.
Yeah, that's a big extra point there.
So, 9-point game should be
35-26
Should be
now.
35-26. They got 34-26 on the scoreboard.
Well, we know it's 35-26, 2-possession game, so he's playing. We get the ball 6:48 remaining.
So, I mean, job one is you got to go down and score. And whether you decide to go for 1 or you go for 2, really won't matter at that point so much. You want to take what you think you can get pretty efficiently. But, once again, 6:48 remaining. To me, Ricky, a good kickoff return is paramount here. Irregardless of where Pantaleon kicks it, you need to get this ball back out past the 40. I don't know that I'd take a fair catch here. You need to get down the field as far as you can and score fairly quickly and try to have some time left on the clock, because you got to have the ball 2 times. So
right. They've been pooching this ball all night long. Let's see what they do here. I wonder if he missed an extra point, because they still hadn't got that score there. I'm going to go check that out, Joe.
Yeah, go check that out. Pantaleon kicks the ball. It's a squib kick, and Michael Walters recovers at the 41-yard line of East Bladen, where the Eagles are going to take over 1st and 10. So Ricky's going to check the score if it's 34 or 30. He missed the extra point. Oh, I'm sorry. He missed the extra point, so it's 34-26.
My goodness, that sure is something, isn't it? Joe, we missed Pierce's
we're
the
rusty,
kicker.
Ricky. We're rusty.
And we missed the extra point. Well, they made it up on that one we thought he missed a while ago. So
all right.
Anyway,
Betzold,
1-possession game, key.
Betzold takes the snap. Xavier Wooten is tackled behind. Feels a bit conservative, Ricky. A bit. I'm not questioning Coach Terry Smith's play call.
I'm excited we're only 1 possession down.
Well, yeah, you're fortunate to only be 1 possession down, but it's the touchdown and a 2-point conversion that you have to have to tie.
No doubt about it.
But you're going to have to, like I say, as South Columbus just brings more and more and more people, you got to find a way to either get outside of them or get over them by maybe a little quick pass or something that's going to take some of this pressure off, because they're just taking off on the snap.
Look, there's all 11 men are within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Yeah. There's the pass.
Hines is
all
open.
alone. He's short past it, though, but he came back and got it.
And can he break free?
Oh,
can he get a block? And he's going to try to outrun Leggett, and he gives him the move, and he scores.
Wow.
An underthrown pass. You're exactly right, Ricky. Ian Hines caught the ball at about the 35, made a bunch of guys miss, used that track speed that he has to come wide. And we know that Leggett's not exactly slow. He gave him an inside move, went back wide.
One-on-one,
Wow.
Mr. Hines made that play. And now the question is, Joe, do you go for 2 here?
Absolutely.
Okay, I
you
got
tie
you.
this ball game if you can.
Right.
But like I say, the blocked PAT early in the game has set up a series of, 5 or 6 two-point tries
Just like
now.
you said, right.
Right.
And there's still almost 6 minutes to go in the game, so they're going to go for 2 here. East Bladen, I think, is 1 out of 3 in two-point conversions maybe.
Yeah, so this is huge, folks.
Plenty of time.
Quentin Bedsoe comes in.
underthrew the ball, but I tell you, Ian Hines had the the football skills to come back and get it.
Full house backfield here. Bedsoe takes a snap, fakes the ball, and he throws, and it is caught.
It's tied up.
Good, Ian Hines. Wow. Well,
Boy, good gracious
where's
life.
Ron Daniel? I was going to let him get all excited. 34-34. Big missed extra point there, Ricky. We thought it was good because the people threw their hands up down there.
I did too, and I said, the scoreboard operator here in South Columbus, and I went to ask him. He said he missed it.
Yeah.
I said, well,
But I'm going to tell you, whether you're listening, and hopefully you'll watch tomorrow, if you made the drive over here, folks, this is high school football at its best, Ricky. This is what you come to see. 16, 17-year-old kids laying it all out there, trying to do everything they can. It's such an emotional roller coaster. We get the good fortune of standing up here calling this and giving people. All right, so we got a couple score updates here while we're waiting for the kickoff. Mount Airy now leads Whiteville.
is that a final? No, still fourth quarter.
24-6. Last update we had on the Clinton Northside game is that they were tied at 14. And last score we had was Edenton 21, Northeastern 7. So hopefully we'll continue to get some updates on those. But, hey, right here, I think we got the best game, Ricky. 34-34, 5:57 remaining.
It really is a shame for anybody to lose this ball game, either one. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a heck of a ball game.
But can they pin South Columbus deep on the kickoff? Had some troubles with that. Swirling kick that is gained by Bellamy at the 22. He cuts back to the middle of the field. They've got a hand on him, a missed tackle, and another missed tackle, but is there
Did
a
he
fumble?
fumble the ball?
And let's see. They say there was a fumble at the 34. The officials are discussing. East Bladen football.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. First turnover of the game, Ricky.
Wow.
If I remember
correctly.
correctly.
What a big play. I tell you, Bellamy broke a couple tackles. If he'd have gone down on the first time, he wouldn't have fumbled. But, sometimes you try to get that second effort, Joe, and it cost you, and it did on that play.
Right.
And,
I tell you, I see the fans across the field over there. So a lot of them standing. I see them clapping and cheering. I tell you, this could be huge here. Can you continue to build on this momentum?
5:49 remaining, 33-yard line. East Bladen's got the ball back, and here comes Quentin Bedsoe leading his team. I tell you, Quentin has played a heck of a ball game. I'm telling you,
he has.
He has had no turnovers, and he has really led this team here in the passing game.
Full house backfield. Ball is given to Ethan Hines. He goes off the left tackle, still surging forward for a gain of
about 5 yards.
About
to
5
28.
on the play. I tell you, this is going to be who still has that strength and that desire right here, Ricky. I got a score update from Kelly Jones. Northside 21, Clinton 14, 22 seconds left. And Kelly Jones tell us we are up to 68 people listening to us right now. And so thank you guys so very much for that. We got a lot of good football. 5:15 remaining here. 34-34. Second and 5. East Bladen on the 28-yard line. Bedsoe under center. Fake is to give is to Xavier Wooten. He comes through, still on his feet, driving, twisting, spinning, won't go down.
Wow.
To the 14-yard line. I'm gonna tell you. Didn't run the ball. He looks fresh, Ricky.
Oh, I tell you, this is the play that he really killed South Columbus in the first half. It hadn't worked in the second half, but it sure did this time. And I tell you, East Bladen looks like they want this game.
I tell you, we.
I just thought when it was a 9-point, but it ended up being 8, and a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a fumble recovery. Like you said, first turnover of the game.
First down and 10, 14-yard line. Bedsoe takes a snap, give to Ethan Hines off left tackle. Following his blockers, he falls inside the 10. Ricky, looks like the side judge has him about the 6, which would make that, about a good 7.
Well, that's
7-yard gain on first down.
This is the first time I've seen the offensive line
We got a
defeat
timeout.
the defensive line for South Columbus.
All right. Got a couple other people commenting here. We thank you about that. I know Wanda Britt had commented earlier. Carol Harden had. Ray Sparkman says, good old-fashioned high school football barn burner tonight. And
my friend Marvin Burney.
Our friend Marvin Burney. Sounding good. Oh, he sent me a personal note. I started to read the other personal note there. But thank you for everybody that is commenting. Like I say, thank you again so much, Bladen Online, for helping to make this possible. And everybody else, thank you, Gordon, for standing up. Is it cold, Gordon? Gordon says it's a little chilly.
You want my Patagonia? It'll help you.
So he's out there, guys. I'm going to tell you, hopefully it's going to end up positive for East Bladen, but I tell you, this should be a heck of a game to watch tomorrow when this thing goes online. Thank you for tuning in here tonight. So we've got a second down and looks like 2 yards. Ball appears to be on about the 6-yard line, Ricky. East Bladen's got some momentum. Coach Russell Duff called timeout. Full house backfield again in that wishbone formation. Bedsole under center. He gets the snap, give this to Xavier Wooten, and he's met right at the 6-yard line. And no can do on that. So it's going to bring up third down, 4:25 remaining in the game. 34-34.
Wow.
If you don't get the first down, then there's some decisions to be made. Do you try to kick a field goal?
Exactly.
Do you go for it to put points on the board?
Big. That was a big stop for South Columbus there. He just kind of the same play he gained all that yardage on a while ago. Yeah. He was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So this is a big play again.
Ricky, we just went under 4 minutes, 34 all right here. Full house backfield. Bedsole under center. Snap, give us to Ethan Hines. He's cutting up the middle. Wow.
He's close to the 3.
It's somewhere around the 3-yard line, 3 or 4 yard line. It is going to be really, really close. They may have to bring out the chains to measure.
It's on the spot here.
And what are we going to get?
Some of these playing fellas are saying
official timeout for a measurement, Ricky.
Yeah, how about that?
This is where we need good old Dan Allen or Ron on the sidelines to.
Yeah, we sure do. That ball's closer to the 3.5, Joe. Now I don't know what that means. They're gonna bring the chains here. East Bladen didn't get the best spot in the world on that.
No, but so we got 3:46 remaining in the game. 34-34. We're either going to have first and goal East Bladen or fourth and very short, Ricky. The chain is down. It's being stretched. And first down East Bladen. Wow.
Now, here's the thing, Joe. Let's see, 3:46 from, South Columbus can score in a minute.
Well, so, if East Bladen scores, I'll tell you the other decision you got to make, Ricky. Do you go for 1 or do you go for 2? So we shall see, folks. But, hey, they got to score first. Ball's on the 3.5-yard line. 3:44 remaining in the game. Obviously, Coach Robbie Priest would like to run a little bit of this clock off here.
But he sure would like to score, too.
Yeah, I bet he would. Full house backfield. Wooten, McDowell, Hines. Bedsole under center. Gives the ball to Hines. He leans forward, but he is stopped short.
Depends where it was spotted here.
And
he may have gotten a yard.
And I tell you, they're going back to that same play. I'm going to tell you, officials letting that play go long before they're blowing that whistle.
All right, that's going to be probably no gain there. No gain right at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get points here. Either a field goal or preferably a touchdown, obviously.
Now, remember, Russell Dove used a timeout a while ago, so he may, what does he have, 2 more left here?
2 more left. We're under 3 minutes in the game.
The clock's running, 2:55 remaining. Here it is, second and goal for East Bladen. Tied up.
Full house backfield again, Bedsole under center. He turns. He gives the ball to Wooten. He leans forward. Looks like he's at the 1, Ricky, if that's where they spot it. Third down and goal. Ball on the 1-yard line. 2:30 remaining in the game. Clock continues to tick. So it looks like Coach Robbie Priest is going to continue to try to pound this thing in. Quentin Bedsole sprinting back to the huddle. Ball on, just like fully on the 1 yard. So it is a full 1 yards to go. Third and goal. Eagles right here. South Columbus digs down in the trenches right there on the goal line. Still full house backfield here. Bedsole under center. Betzold gets the snap. He turns and gives to Wooten, goes in, standing. East Bladen, touchdown.
Now, what do we do here? 1 point or 2 points?
I would go for the one because that's what South Columbus has been doing.
And here goes Pierce Melvin. They're going to go for one. So East Bladen leads now 40-34, Joe.
2:01 remaining on the clock.
2:01. And here's Pierce Melvin, which is the first time he's kicked since that very first touchdown.
Yeah, Quentin Bedsold, the quarterback, is the holder. Gave him a word of encouragement right there. He steps up. Snap, spot, kick, and it is.
Oh, that's right through the uprights.
Good. And
great job there.
All right, Pierce Melvin splits the uprights. Ricky, 2:01 remaining. 41 East Bladen, 34 South Columbus. Looks like B.J. Robinson down on the field. I think somebody stepped on his foot or something.
We need him,
so
too.
We're going to
He's
have
a heck of a game.
An official timeout here. So let's recap a little bit. Want to thank everybody. Joe Luther signing in. Great job. Sound is very good. Thank you, Joe. He's a soccer guy, but tuning into the football.
How about my friend Ed Tatum?
Ed Tatum. Great job, guys. Really enjoy this broadcast. And Jennifer Huggins-Potter. Mom to be here shortly again, signing in. Thank you, Jennifer, very much for that. Mr. Daniel, thoughts, sir? 2:01 to go. East Bladen leads by 7.
Joe, the ironic thing is that in the first game of the season between these two teams, the deciding play was a fumble in the fourth quarter by East Bladen. We've only had one turnover this game in the fourth quarter by the Stallions.
How about that?
So that does not mean, but it is kind of ironic that the roles are reversed this time.
Well, I tell you, that's a good point, Ron, and good observation. Wow, this is going to come down to the end, ladies and gentlemen, and 2:01 remaining. East Bladen's going to have to tighten up their defense. They've held Leggett pretty good this game.
Yeah.
But I tell you, that big fullback, Bellamy, has been the key to this. Seth Buffkin. So here we go. Need a big kick here for our man here that's kicking.
Xavier Wooten has teed the ball up. I mean, I agree with you, Ricky. Got to pin him deep here. He boots it deep, end over end kick. That ball is going to sail into the end zone.
See, there you go.
That's what you needed at that point.
Absolutely.
So, ball goes to the 20-yard line, Ricky. South Columbus knows what their job is. They've got 80 yards to cover. East Bladen knows their job. They got to defend 79 yards.
That's exactly right.
Over this next 2:01, East Bladen 41-34. I'm going to tell you, this is been a really good football game. Got an update from Ron Daniel here. Mount Airy 31, Whiteville 12.
Have got a final on that Clinton score yet?
Still waiting. Maybe Kelly Jones can get us that. It was Northside leading 20.
Here we go.
All right.
Breaking tackles,
Buffkin. And more missed tackles. Buffkin gets out past the 30 to the 34-yard line.
That was just a straight handoff to Buffkin. A lot of faking in there, but he had the ball the whole time.
Yeah. Bigger thing, you can't give up first downs on single plays because the clock gets stopped to move the chains.
Good point.
You got to be able to stop them and keep that clock running. Two backs in the backfield here. Snap, give is to Bellamy coming left. Wow, he lowers his head. He gets 8 yards.
Yeah, that's 15 and 8. Just like that, they're at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, South Columbus very quickly. They already know what the play is. 1:32 remaining. Ball on the 41-yard line, 2nd and 3 for South Columbus. One wide out split. Buffkin, it's a setback. They send somebody else in, number 33.
Donna Savory's going to have to get ready here. He's moping.
All right, Leggett is going jet sweep right. They pin into defenders. They've got him. They tackle him short of the first down. Clock continues to run. Timeout. Russell Dove, second charge timeout.
And is this third or fourth down?
This is 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, they've stopped Leggett.
Final score, Ricky. Northside 21, Clinton 14.
Boy, that is a shock.
Bit of a surprise. I think people had Clinton and Shelby already penciled in.
Yeah,
on that
especially it was at
game.
Clinton, and Clinton had already played Jacksonville Northside earlier in the year, just like East played and South Columbus played earlier in the year. Let's recap here, Ricky. 1:10 remaining on the clock. East Bladen up 41-34.
Ball on the 43-yard line. South Columbus has the ball. 3rd down and 1. East Bladen has done a good job on the last 2 plays of stopping them from getting that 1st down. So we do have that final. Jacksonville Northside 21, Clinton 14. We do have Mount Airy 31, Whiteville 12. And here in Tabor City, Vinegar Hill, East Bladen leads South Columbus 41-34, 1:10 on the clock.
And, 3rd down, this is 4 downs now.
Yeah.
So even if they don't get it here, they're going to go for it. But East Bladen's going to have to stop, like you said, the big runs.
Yeah, you got to try to pin them in here. All right. Robbie Spencer, he
Passing.
drops back to pass.
Passing. I
Got
can't
pressure. He goes deep. And Adonis Avery falls down. South Columbus player catches the football. Ball hung in the air for a long time.
Great.
Ball is on the 10-yard line. 1:01 to go.
Wow.
I mean, if you knock it down or anything.
That ball was in the air a long time. And Avery, I don't know what in the world happened to him there.
Yeah, just, wow. When South Columbus has needed big plays, they have made big plays. Now we have a timeout. East Bladen. Wow.
1:01 remaining, and that surprised me passing the ball there.
Well, you said they throw it 2 or 3 times a game. They've been a very effective 3 throws tonight.
I agree.
I'm gonna tell you, he threw that ball 50 yards.
Yes, he did. He's completed 2 out of 3, and the third one should have been caught by Leggett.
Yeah, we also have.
But I tell you, that ball should have been batted down.
Yeah, so we've got Cameron Kinlaw listening from New Hanover Hospital with new twin boys. So congratulations on that. Amy Shaw listening. Bradley Kinlaw listening. I mean, we're far exceeded what we had hoped to have for listenership, but that doesn't matter right now. We want the win, guys. I'm telling you. The ball is on the 10-yard line, 1:01 to go.
This has been quite a ball game, and
I'm going to tell you, it's been so gut-wrenching, Ricky, because you feel like you've got something.
Yeah.
And every time, and both teams have responded nicely when they had to.
Right.
On big situations.
We could easily see another overtime game here.
Yeah, so can East Bladen hold South Columbus out of the end zone? Interestingly, the ball I'm seeing looks like 1st and goal, not 1st and 10.
Yeah, the chains have been put down, so it is 1st and goal.
All
right
right.
inside the 10-yard line.
All right, give is to Bellamy coming left. Can they stop him? Touchdown, Bellamy. He ran right off there and never even got contact until the goal line. East Bladen's defense,
Well,
they just allowed a touchdown.
They took it 80 yards in less than a minute. It took them a minute and 4 seconds
a minute
to go
and 4
80 yards because you remember it was 2:01, 57 seconds. Would they try to tie it up, or they're going to try to win it here?
Yeah, I don't see the kicker coming out there. South Columbus is going for 2.
I disagree with this because at home, anyway,
timeout.
East Bladen's going to call timeout, and that's a good timeout by Robbie Priest.
That's a really good timeout. I'm going to tell you, this is what it comes down to.
Yeah, this is it right here because East Bladen could run the clock out if they miss this extra point. Now they're going for the win here. Looks like
most time it is. What is it? Go for the win at home and the tie on the road. So it's conventional wisdom. 57 seconds, 40, 41. South Columbus is going for 2. Can East Bladen hold them on one play, Ricky? One play.
And will they run the ball or pass the ball? They've been affected both. They don't throw it much, but they sure were effective there.
Kelly Jones says we have 85 people listening in tonight, Ricky. I'll tell you, that is fantastic.
Maybe John Rendleman is one of them.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But thank you very much, everybody, for giving us this opportunity.
And the mayor has joined,
the mayor,
too.
Sylvia Campbell. Amy Shaw says, hold them, boys.
Well, I tell you, she's so responsible for beautiful downtown Elizabethtown right now and the new Christmas decorations.
All right.
We thank her.
Ricky, everybody's on their feet. South Columbus side, East Bladen side. 2-point conversion, one wide out right.
There's Kyle again, Tatum with that big 6'3" guy on the right side. They're trying to draw him off
to get it to the 1.5. 11
I see what
seconds,
they're
and we
doing
have
now.
a timeout. So I'm going to tell you.
Now they're going to try to kick it. I started to say, I bet you that's what's going to do, but
I don't see the kicker out there yet, Ricky. I don't think they're going to kick it. I have not seen.
But that was good discipline for East Bladen not to jump off sides here.
Good.
They did that the first. You remember the last time, and boy, it sure would have been easier from the 1.5 than the 3.
Absolutely. So I'm telling you, Coach Robbie Priest is out there firing up his guys. Coach Russell Dove is out there doing likewise for his. Wow. To think it's going to come down to this. Potentially. I mean, there's still got to be a kickoff and some other things.
There couldn't have been a better football game in North Carolina than this ball game right here.
I agree with you about that. I mean,
and like I said before, it's a shame for one of these teams to lose the game.
Yeah. So, Sylvia Campbell, great coverage. Ricky and Joe, thank you very much, Miss Sylvia.
And Nathan Dallas says hold them, and they're certainly trying to do
One
it.
of my next door neighbors there listening in.
Oh yeah,
on everything. So,
and I think he went to school with. Well, of course, Russell's a little bit older, but
yeah. All right, they're going for it. East Bladen fans making noise. South Columbus making noise.
They're going for the run here because they don't have the split out.
Robbie Spencer under center. He gives the ball to Bellamy, and Bellamy is in for the 2-point conversion. Wow. Looked like they had a chance to tackle him, and they outnumbered.
They haven't stopped him all night, and he's been the man. He and number 40.
All right, so let's recap. South Columbus is up 42-41, 57 seconds. They've been kicking the ball short, Ricky. East Bladen has been getting the ball somewhere between the 30 and the 40-yard line. Do they kick it deep? Do they pooch kick it again? I mean, 57 seconds. I'm not sure if East Bladen has 1 or 2 timeouts left, but this thing's not over yet.
No.
Still a lot of football to be played in this last minute. Big thing, secure the football, get as far as you can, and then it provides you some flexibility because you do have some athletes here. And East Bladen has responded, fortunately, all night long.
Well, they have, and still 57 seconds remaining, and that is, it only took South Columbus a minute and 4 seconds or whatever it was before. So, and I think we got a pretty good kicker that can kick the field goal too to win this game too.
Yeah,
so you don't have to get the touchdown. All you need is 2 points or 3 points to win the ball game. So let's see, this is a big kick right here.
It is a big kick, and I tell you, but you know what? I like the fact that Ethan and Ian Hines are back there, Ricky, with the opportunity to return this football. This is where you say, you know what? We're going to do something. So Alfonso Pantaleon is going to kick off for the Stallions. East Bladen is back.
Boy, what a seesaw battle this has been tonight.
All right. Pantaleon comes, and there's the boot. And Kyle Tatum gets it at the 34. He takes it, and he starts coming back. And, wow, ends up at the 34. So, I had the 35. No real gain on that play. So, 51 seconds. It did burn 6 seconds off the clock.
Yep.
So, 65 yards. East Bladen must go in order to get some points on the board.
Right.
Field goal would win it. South Columbus is up by 1 point, 42-41.
And we've seen what Quentin Bedsoe can do under pressure, and we've seen what Hines can do when he catches the ball.
Yeah, thank you, Bull Shaw, for that comment, thanking us for an awesome broadcast. Amy Shaw, run, Eagles, run. I tell you.
Boy, they had a couple good athletes. I remember Sling Shaw led East Bladen down there at Southwest Onslow, and we got gypped over there. You remember that, Amy and Bull?
All right, Bedsoe under center. He drops back on the pass. He fires it deep, and that ball is, almost intercepted. Threw into double coverage to Ian Hines.
Well, they're going to double cover him, I can tell you that. And Quentin got the ball off. He had a lot of pressure on him that time.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you don't have to get it all back in one play.
Right.
You got to get first downs to stop the clock. 45 seconds, South Columbus leads 42-41. Thank you, Ed Tatum, for that nice comment about great coverage. So we thank you for your interaction in this game. Hey, you're helping us to understand you're helping us to understand what the future of the Bladen Sports Network is, and I think this is it has been exactly what we wanted. We thank you for tuning in, and hopefully the Eagles can put more points on the board and fight for yet another week. So, 2nd down and 10, Bedsoe under center. Ian Hines split wide left.
They're going to try to rush a lot of people here, Joe.
Wow.
Too many movements.
Too many people
Too much
moving at
movement.
once. There was absolute confusion on that play.
Yep, you had Ethan Hines and number 44, 30.
Xavier Wooten.
Yeah, Xavier Wooten at the same time.
So-
They were talking to each other.
So now,
But that's all right. That's a 5-yard penalty. Be 2nd and 15 at the 30 now. You need to get Joe Pierce can kick that ball at least 40 yards. So you need to get him to that ball to about the 20, 23, 25.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But, so, 2nd and 15, 45 seconds to go. Ball on the 30-yard line. Only one wide out, 2 wings, single setback. Ball is fake there. He throws to Ethan Hines, who gets past one guy. Cuts back to the middle. Can he get wide?
Look at that
Big
block.
block by Xavier Williams. 40, 35. He's out at the 35-yard line. 33 seconds to go. I tell you, he brought the ball all the way back across the field, Ricky. Folks, forgive me for how excited I'm getting, but this is a whale of a football
I'm
game.
going to tell you right now, Xavier McDowell made a heck of a block there. But I'm going to tell you, that ball looked like it may have been going to be intercepted, but all of a sudden, Hines just picked it out of the clear and ran the ball. And I tell you, he is so excited. You got to get these guys the ball. And, boy, when a big man, a big play man can catch the ball, he can really run it after that.
All right, East Bladen comes up to the line, 1st and 10, 34-yard line.
33 seconds to go in the game.
Bedsole under center, fakes. He drops back, looking for a receiver. He throws long for Hines, who broke the route off, and he threw the ball where if Hines kept going, probably could have caught the ball on about the 5. But incomplete pass, 26 seconds to go. South Columbus leads by 1. 2nd and 10, 34-yard line.
Boy, I tell you, you are so close to field goal range, too. And they still got 26 seconds to go. And you need 10, 15 more yards to try to get this win. 42-41, South Columbus leads, 26 seconds to go. East Bladen's got the ball 2nd and 10 at the South Columbus 34-yard line.
All right, 15 seconds left on the play clock. Eagles approach the line. Bedsole under center. Still only one wide out, 2 backs in the backfield. Bedsole drops back. He throws the ball. Oh, he missed Hines. Hines was open, and he overthrew him a little bit. So, 3rd down and 10, 22 seconds to go. South Columbus, 1-point lead here. East Bladen committed to the pass.
Yeah, that only took 4 seconds. South Columbus playing a little bit more prevent now. They're not. They don't have 10 men in the box like they had before.
Yeah, Melinda Harden-Shaw has joined us. Larry and Tammy Smith telling us a great job. Thank you very much for that comment. We still got 22 seconds to pull them through, Ricky, so we're going to.
Yeah, we're doing our best, ladies and gentlemen. But I tell you, I wish you were here at this ball game. But I tell you, it's been a winner.
Yeah.
It's been a great game, and
East
Bladen can still win this thing.
Ian Hines split wide left. Xavier McDowell goes in motion.
Oh, a quarterback, he's going to run it.
Ethan Hines stopped short of the 1st down.
Called a timeout
13 seconds. Timeout by Coach Robbie. That was supposed to have been a halfback pass. It was covered.
And Ethan decided to run it instead, which he did gain 5 yards and get it to the
29.
29, but it's 4th down.
4th down and 5.
If he did try to kick it, it'd be a 46-yard field goal. That's a long field goal.
Need a little bit more. About
a 45-yarder.
So 29-yard line, 4th and 5. You know, priority 1 is not even the score. You got to get the 1st down here to keep the drive. 12 seconds. It gives you a chance for a couple more plays.
East Bladen should have maybe 1 timeout left, maybe.
Yeah, we got Joseph Gooding willing the boys to come on and let's get one more score right here. So, yeah, so if you get the 1st down, the game clock is going to be under 10 seconds. You might have a chance to take one shot at the end zone, or depending upon where you get, if you want to kick a field goal. I can't remember the last time East Bladen's tried a field goal, but, you know, job 1 is you got to get this 1st down or the ball game is over.
That's exactly right. And they only have to get about 5 yards. They got the ball on the 29.
Yeah.
And this is do or die. You've got to get the 1st down.
Yeah.
And then if you can get the ball inside the 25, which is where they need to get it, 24-yard line, then we can get Pierce to kick that field goal.
All right. Fake. Bedsole rolls out to his right. He throws.
Ooh.
Incomplete to Michael Walters. Ball was a little bit short. Michael dove for it. And South Columbus will take over with 6 seconds to go on the 29-yard line.
Wow, what a game this was. Yeah,
Officials
that's
are trying to get the South Columbus coaches and players off the field.
Yeah, that's ball game there. 6 seconds remaining. And, I mean, he had pressure on him, and he rolled out to the right, and Walters was open temporarily and just a little bit. But it's like I said, nobody deserved to lose this game.
Yeah, and so
and congratulations to Russell Dove and South Columbus. But boy, what a ball game this was. Still 6 seconds to go, and all they got to do is go to one knee, and the game's over.
Yeah. So 6 seconds. Been a absolutely fantastic ball game. Unfortunately, looks like South Columbus is going to take the victory here. Happy for Coach Russell Dove and the South Columbus Stallions. Maybe hosting a game next week. That's a hard way to lose a football game. But both teams battled it out.
No team led by more than a touchdown the whole game.
Exactly.
I mean, it was just seesaw back and forth.
Right.
Great ball game, and East Bladen played their hearts out. They really did. And 42-41, I don't see you couldn't ask for a better ball game, and unfortunately East Bladen was on the losing end of it.
Yeah, I mean, all right, so Ron, we thank you.
Thank you, Ron, for
Sir?
everything. Ron Daniel, the Georgia Peach, and the Alabama guy.
Roll Tide, he says. So we're going to be here for just a little bit. We're not going to stay long. But I'm going to tell you, Coach Robbie Priest came across the field. He shook some hands. I know this was a tough loss for Coach Priest. He knows he was in it. He's headed on down to talk to his team and give them that one last talk for the year.
And I tell you, Joe,
some of these seniors.
Just want to mention, I wanted to mention the seniors here, and they were really good. Kyle Tatum, what a great football player he was. He didn't have much size, but he sure had the heart. You had Aaron Laforte, Ian and Ethan Hines. My goodness, they're going to really miss him. Terrence Southern. You've got a few more. Carlos Murphy, Nick Collins. And then you also have Michael Walters, who really came on strong here this year, his senior year. And also John Alsop. Dean Alsop was a senior too. And that's it. But the majority players are back. They're going to miss the Hines boys and Tatum and all these other fellas. But they had a great year. Finished with 9-5. They lost to some big time teams like Wallace Rose Hill and Laney and Clinton, and of course South Columbus twice. But this game, they're holding their heads down. But South Columbus is a really good team. Congratulations to Russell Dove, his first year here in Vinegar Hill, and I know they're glad they hired that guy.
Yeah.
But Robbie Priest did a good job with this team, and Joe, I'm just glad to be here, and I just wish East Bladen would have won the game.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we a couple last updates here. Thank you, Daryl Melvin, for your compliment of the broadcast, and also for how well and how hard East Bladen played. Score update: Edenton 35, Northeastern 21, 151 to go.
Yeah, South Columbus seated higher than Edenton.
Yes.
Where would they get?
Yes,
so this game will be
back
here in Vinegar Hill. How about that?
Right. So South Columbus will get to, I believe, host another game and
for the Eastern Championship.
I tell you, I mean, it is for people that have been there when that last football game is played. I mean, you see the dejection and all that, and but hey. East Bladen has nothing to be ashamed of for the way this football game is played. And so nobody can say one team dominated the other. Both teams played as hard as they could. Unfortunately, South Columbus wins by 1 point.
That was gutsy for Russell Dove to call the 2-point conversion there with less than a minute to go to win the ball game. I mean, and of course, I tell you, the players that really beat us was Charquan Bellamy, who got the 2-point conversion, and the big fullback Seth Buffkin, they pretty much held Dennis Leggett in check. To be honest, I'm not even sure if he got a touchdown this
Well,
game.
I'm going to tell you.
But
Robbie Spencer, the quarterback.
The quarterback.
Made plays
yes,
when he had to make plays. Couple other things before we wrap up here. I do want to, for everybody that Carol Harden, great game, great job, guys. You know, this is about the East Bladen. Jennifer Huggins Potter, great game, Eagles. Fought hard for sure. Nathan Dallas, great game, great job, Eagles. Sylvia Campbell, great season. Coach Priest and players. Ray Sparkman, great game. Hate the season come to an unhappy, but a great season, East Bladen Eagles. I'm going to tell you, when you see these guys, when you see Robbie, when you see the assistant coaches, you know, thank them. I mean, as we said, Ricky, this is 15, 16, 17-year-old kids playing their guts out, have been doing it since August 1st, and played one of the better football games that I have seen in years. And if you're a football fan, thank you for tuning in tonight. Please watch the video of it tomorrow. Yeah, it's not going to hurt any less because of the result, but do it because of what these guys left out on that field here in Columbus County tonight. I'm extremely proud of it.
Oh, yeah, and Joe, it was a very clean game. I didn't see a personal foul. Very few penalties, and the players obviously respect each other. These two teams are going to be maybe the favorites for the Walkmont or the new conference next year.
Whatever it's called.
I keep calling it the Walkmont Conference. But I tell you, the rivalry still goes on between South Columbus and East Bladen all the way back in the Tabor City, Elizabethtown days. And we've seen some barn burners at East Bladen, at Elizabethtown, Tabor City, and here at Vinegar Hill. But it's been a real pleasure, Joe, and thank you for letting me be with you.
Thank you, Ricky. And once again, thank you, Charlotte Smith and everybody in Bladen Online, East Bladen, South Columbus, Sonny Jones, Kelly Jones.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you so much for everything that you've done. Congratulations to South Columbus again. Awesome job, East Bladen Eagles. Thanks, everybody, for the comments, the things. Keep them coming in. Thank you for tuning in. Help Ricky and myself and Ron understand, hey, is this the way we move and what we do as we move into next season?
We move to the 22nd century, right?
22nd century.
Whatever it is. Final score, Joe, South Columbus 42, East Bladen 41. What a game we saw.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, and as you and Robert used to say, and you heard it all right here on the Bladen Sports Network. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody. We need some bumper music or something.